You don't like gorillas, you suck. I always say this. One of my earliest online memories was sitting with a bunch of randos on Skype, waiting for humans to drop, stayed up all night. Now that's just a regular thing, staying up all night for nothing to drop because nothing ever happens. And I'm always sleep deprived, but, it is what it is. But I am, despite my chronic sleep deprivation, I'm locked in this stream because a name that we haven't heard from in a long time, perhaps too long, has come up again in a recent controversy that I'm very excited to cover. What is up, people? What is up? How's it going? Humans was so long ago, almost a decade ago, man. Feel old yet? Feel old yet? Who the fuck is calling me? Why am I getting a call from a group called Live? Oh. Anyways. Thomas of where? Of course, El Paso, Texas. Ew, what the fuck? Are you okay? No, I'm not. But we also have, to get us started, for those of you that don't remember, I've been kind of A-logging this, like, rando who inserted herself into the Parlo drama to air out her own unrelated grievances with the guy. And she very clearly wants attention and presents her... Where is this audio? My fucking... Hold on. She very clearly wants attention and presents herself as some sort of authoritative figure when it comes to online Roblox predator catching. And Dicker has actually put this very well. She's quite salty that she's just one of many Roblox, people that talk about Roblox predators, but never really got any notoriety to her name because she's not very entertaining. So she's like very jealous of people like Schlepp. So her authoritative claim is not her sub count, but rather that she does the work that your favorite predator catchers don't want to do. Like she does the IRL stuff. And by IRL stuff, she goes around and explains to boomers what Roblox is and that it's dangerous because pedos can use it. Shit that you, I, anyone else would know. She presents herself as a child safety advocate and Roblox predator expert or some shit, but it's very obvious, like, revelations to anybody who isn't stupid. Nothing that she invokes, nothing that she, discusses is anything new that you or I couldn't figure out. Scary yellow teeth. Yeah, don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke. Aiden, you blew the MC server. It's still down. Okay, I'll fix that shit later. I'm sorry. You wanted me to roll it back because you lost all your shit, which just fucking happens in Minecraft. I'm sorry. But essentially, Dickers oh, this is the other thing too. She swoops into the Parlo drama talking about how everyone used to lie about her, but she won't explain how. She even made like an alt channel to make some ominous video alluding to this and never covered it or never explained how or where she was lied about. Dickers manages to get an interview with her that supposedly ends with her crying. So Kino, right? Well, apparently 8 minutes of this is missing. Why is 8 minutes of this missing? Well, this is my theory. Okay, this is my theory. Bobka, who is Dicker's unfunny, annoying editor/manager, tried to morally or push Dickers like, this is morally wrong. She was crying, etc. And got Dickers on board to self-sweep and cut this 8 minutes out of the VOD. Now, that's okay because you have an archive on Himpleton's stream. Well, apparently, they pressured Himpleton into removing that same 8 minutes in the YouTube editor from his VOD. And despite 200 people allegedly watching, not a single person archived this. Nobody archived this, and Dickers genuinely might not have a copy because it was removed through the YouTube editor. Therefore, we have no record of this 8 minutes. This 8 minutes could have been anything, and we will never know because there is this ginormous conspiracy to sweep. Okay, I get it if you accidentally host an interview where you think that it's going to do more harm than good being up on your channel. What you do is you remove it from your main, but give a copy to some other commentator or put it on a second channel where it's still open to scrutiny. You're just not hosting it on your main. This could be either because, you know, you don't like how the interview went, it's not reflective of something you want up on your channel, but you're not trying to hide it because you're giving it to someone where they could still scrutinize it. In this case, it was a clear attempt at concealing it because they had Himpleton remove it on his end as well. So we're going to work with what we got and see how this interview went with this like lolcow child safety expert, figure out what's going on, and get to the bottom of this. You're getting Himpy to overturn it? I don't even think that's possible. But, I mean, good luck, I guess. He said that Tanuki did ask him to take it down, but Tanuki didn't ask for the 8 minutes to be cut. Tanuki asked for the entire thing to be taken down. Which a lot of people ask for, and to their credit, never hurts to ask, right? But if you want, like, some integrity, of course you don't take that shit down. Especially if it's in the public interest. I get it if somebody wants to come to me and be like, I don't know, some old shit I had up hurts their OPSEC. I don't care. It's some old shit, whatever. But, like, this is something that is active, the public wants to see. This is a person that is being criticized, a person that is being scrutinized. It's active, it's developing, and this seems like total self-sweep. You know, I've had some shit or nobody come to me and be like, yeah, like, your tweet is, like, really fucking with me, etc. I'm not a bad guy. The tweet wasn't in the public interest. It's just me making fun of somebody. So I'm like, sure, it's no problem. But this is something that is actively in the public interest. Who wants something embarrassing of them up? Lame. No, I even get that argument if you don't want to host something on your main channel. Like, my old fucking videos, I think they're embarrassing. I think they suck, which is why I removed them from my old main channel. But I allow other people to archive them on their channels if people want to go back and watch it. Right? It's like not something I want up on my main channel because it's not something I like anymore. And my channel should be reflective of me and what I endorse and what I want up. But the whole thing here is, it's not just getting it off his main channel. It is attempting to nuke it off the internet. Who's messaging me?
How's it going? How's it going?
Pressured Adriana into not.
I don't remember what the content. You could probably find it on the web archive. It was literally me replying to some like 20 follower shitter, and I was like, he like made some stupid tweet. I don't even remember what I replied with. It was just some like stupid joke. I didn't care. But if it's like actually making this guy like fucking panic, like I don't really care to.
Include,
you know, I don't like to hurt people. Where's the call?
And
another 50.
Understand how
A little bit more composed supporter. He make like really short.
To send the
Okay.
Did he cut the whole interview?
and his twit.
Of harassment,
Unless
whatever,
it's in the stream
at
before.
a low scale.
Do you want me
lied
to
to me.
accept? Okay. I was
pride.
instead of real kids.
time as well.
Was it at the beginning?
Donald Trump over the
Where is this interview? Debate Dickers? Dickers can absolutely debate me, just has to call in. Oh, it's on the stream before? Have I really been gone for... Dude, I slept, and then I'm like, it's night, why am I waking up? I realized it was the next night. I just like accidentally skipped a day.
Fucking real. So Destiny has
Oh wait,
today.
sorry, I'm one stream, sorry. Fuck, what am I doing? No, it is
Fucking
this stream. I had the right stream. Near the end.
Watched it all
Those. Yeah. Crime. No.
in the beginning of 2020.
Now, AD's talent. Who
Had
the
any like
N-word?
intentions of like
That's the I know! That's the only stream it could be, because the one before this was the IA Parlo one, no? This is from 7 days ago. 7 days ago, 17... Oh, I guess he keeps his streams unlisted, doesn't he?
but it was a bad joke. And I was like in my head but it was a
Do you just not have it ready at the timestamp? No, I do. I'm just doing this because I think it's fun. What do you fucking think? Of course I have the fucking timestamp. What kind of stupid ass question is that? You're actively searching for this thing. Do you have it? Do you have it? Come on, you can answer that question yourself. I'm gonna lose it, man. I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm gonna lose it. No, it's part of the unlisted VOD that links you to the offsite Dicker's archive, where if you go to section 32B, you will find the original stream timestamped at, maybe somebody put it in my inbox. Oh, there we go.
Paulo's like a fucking laughingstock.
Thank you,
people are pointing
Blurred.
and laughing at him. Paulo has done bad shit. Paulo fucked up massive with the GoFundMe. Go for that. This is all fucking...
Spread this misinformation which he knew.
thing I should do.
So this isn't the interview? Here it is.
Van.
In the pub... It's to be Tanuki, but... Yeah. A himbo. I got called a Roblox himbo. Yeah. There we are.
He was bragging about this in private, by the way, being called a himbo, whatever the fuck that means.
Huh? You would never be able to guess the context of this. What?
It was I just had it.
Yeah, I skimmed through it. Like,
Oh, here we go, right here.
Did you watch the stream?
Here we go.
yeah, I was there. I watched the stream. You had 439 viewers watching these two homeless men calling another homeless man a homeless man. Like, I don't know what this is doing.
So, right, they're not...
You don't advocate for child safety like I do by explaining to boomers what Roblox is.
They're not homeless right now. They both have housing. Paulo was
yeah,
homeless.
I know, but like, you get
Have you
my
read his
point.
document?
Like, let's just be clear. There is no Roblox pedophilia problem. There is an online pedophilia problem where one of the various means of executing that happens to be Roblox, but a lot of the times, like, this is just happening over Discord, right?
Yeah, it's disgusting. I read both
Okay.
of them. They're both disgusting. Not defending any of them.
Okay. So, I don't know what you're talking about there. I've invited them both if they'd like to call in. Because it was...
Just perma-disable Roblox chat. Nobody can talk to each other on Roblox. Problem solved. Then we could blame it all on Discord, because that's literally everyone will go to Roblox Discords, where predators will be predators.
revealed publicly when they both publicly dropped their documents, and then they came on because they wanted to hash it out in public together.
That's not my point at all. My point is just because it's public doesn't mean everybody needs to like platform this circus. It's just dumb. Like, holy fuck.
To platform this
It doesn't make
circus.
sense.
Sorry. Do you
know
believe
they're
that
both
Paulo was actually
stupid.
sexually assaulted?
Can I believe that he was sexually assaulted?
No,
Well,
I'm saying,
I mean,
do you?
Do I? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she believes he was sexually assaulted, but one of her points, in addition to other people's points, is that the sexual assault document was NSFW. That is an unhinged fucking take if you believe that the person writing it was sexually assaulted and it is a document recounting their sexual assault. That is like a fucking insane take.
I'm
So
in-
Read your donut. Sorry, bro. I missed it. Parlo did all of his due diligence with the infinite amount of criticisms I have for him, and this is the problem. He's a figure of major scrutiny, so everyone's going to be coming out of the fucking woodwork with every stupid criticism that's going to be getting liked up. Hold on. Sorry, Soul, I missed your dono. Thank you so much, Soul, for the 2. Hi, and you said you were live 3 hours ago. I'm sorry, I missed it. Dickers, ring. He's running from the debate. True. Soul skip with the 2. Calm down, please. You're scaring me and Tyrone. I'm sorry. But like Parlo puts at the beginning of the doc, like his trigger warning, it explains the document is going to discuss, like, I think sexual assault, zoophilia, etc., etc., etc. He literally adds the disclaimer on top that this is NSFW. He puts that barrier into place between the child and NSFW content, and then if the kid is then able to go and cross that barrier for content that has been labeled NSFW, that's on the parents, right? I set my videos to no, not made for kids, and if a video of mine gets age restricted, there's a barrier in place, but an unsupervised child online can just make an account, lie about being 18, and watch it anyway. So at that point, if you've put that barrier in place, if you've put that line that, yes, this is going to be NSFW, and then a kid goes and crosses that anyway, that is on the parents at that point.
No,
You're saying
please,
about
I've been
how it was
texting.
disgusting for him to reveal all this degenerate information. That's just gay sex, right? His
Yeah,
sexual
no shit,
assaulter
bro.
has put out a preemptive defense of what he's done, because he's heard that Parlo is telling people about what you believe to be a sexual assault behind the scenes, and then you're castigating Parlo.
Dickers can debate me if he'd like to. I'm not going to challenge him to a debate on this because we spoke about it last night. So if he says he wants to debate with me right now, I will get in the call and debate him. Tell
But-
some scallywag, you're also scaring me.
Having
I'm
put
sorry.
out his response to his sexual assaulter, clarifying the situation and giving his story of sexual assault. You've said that he's like spreading degeneracy.
Yeah,
And you've
I
said
think
it's disgusting.
weird. Like, neither of them needed to go public about this. I've been assaulted. You contact the police.
Okay, well,
Like, you
this isn't
contact
about you.
So she's a safety advocate, and her advice is demeaning somebody she believes was sexually assaulted for going public about it and saying, oh, she should have just gone to the police or whatever the fuck. Anyone who claims to be professional in this subject understands the variety of reasons why somebody can be a legitimate, and I don't even believe Parlo was sexually assaulted, to be clear, but she does, and that's going to be relevant for how we're treating this argument. There is a variety of reasons somebody who was legitimately sexually assaulted would not go to the police, and that doesn't mean that they're lying as a result of that, etc., etc. And if it's especially involving two public people, it would sometimes be contextually appropriate to let other people know that this person that is in the sphere sexually assaulted you.
It's like a
Right?
normal
This is about
person.
judging other people, so I don't
I
care.
know.
I
Like,
whether I've been
okay.
assaulted, whether
You
you've been
make a good
assaulted,
faith
doesn't really
conversation, man,
matter,
like,
right?
you've used everybody for content. It just doesn't matter. Like,
Her whole cope is, I don't do things for the even tweets that were like semi-referencing her, or like we're including like clips from the Parlo voice call that she was a part of that got more than 1,000 likes. She was under that shit, being like giving a whole like fucking explanation card as to who she was, what she does.
so fucking tired of all this shit, and it just doesn't matter. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know that people
Then
like to
why are
think
you still
about me
talking
that
about
I'm
it? Why are you crying about it?
because I've received threats for 4 fucking years talking
From
about this.
who?
My uncle got a fucking phone call today. I'm a literal nobody. That's the point. I quit
Who called your uncle?
YouTube.
Well,
I
you're a-
want this to fucking end.
Proof it.
Well, you're making
I have-
yourself a public figure, no? You called into a public Discord stage with Parlo to have a go at him. You've been tweeting about him.
She's been letting people know under tweets that reference the call who she is, what she's done, and has tried to like self-insert her own situation into the broader like Parlo drama. She's absolutely wanted to capitalize this publicly against Parlo. She literally made a new YouTube channel dedicated to uploading videos, breaking her silence.
Honestly, you've been the person who's
Yeah.
tried to expose Parlo on this stuff, despite the fact that you don't actually like understand quite what's gone on with the GoFundMe. So you've inserted yourself into the story and made it about you. and started talking about
How is it
how
about
mean Parlo's
me?
been to you and all the things that.
Because you inserted yourself and then keep bringing it back to how Parlo lied on your name, made like 50 plus tweets about it.
I mean, have you listened back to the stage
I've been literally
when you were
following
called
Hannah
with
for 4
Parlo?
years. What? I get it. Everybody's
you-
gonna clip this shit and make me
Have
very.
Okay, thank you, Ryle. I'll check that out as soon as this is done.
Very
Watch the
ill or
stage.
something.
Have you watched the stage?
Yeah,
Back
I watched the
when you
stage
were.
and
This guy would backpedal the public figure thing the next day? What changed? I mean, what changed?
Confront
Exploding,
Parlo.
bro. I was not responsible on that stage. I'm so fucking tired. I'm
So
not
you
a perfect
apologize
person.
for what you said to Parlo on that stage.
Absolutely, yeah. We've had private conversations, and I owe him an apology. I do.
What would you like to
I've been through
apologize
far
Send
worse.
me the evidence of this guy backpedaling on that.
Like in particular.
In particular, I need to make a public apology for doing the exact same thing you did. I'm going to be very clear. I'm very accountable when it comes to my wrongs. I made
The
it into
exact
a
same
public
thing I did.
statement.
What are you apologizing for?
Yeah.
Just FYI. Because obviously you've had this conversation with Parlo and like before
I'm
you thought at
apologizing for
me
making this
outside of
into a
anything that
public-
I've done. You say you want to apologize.
No, yeah.
Sorry, go
I apologize for making this a circus. I'm just so fucking tired. And the shit I probably say is going to be wrong and, miscombobulated, but like it's not.
To be clear, she tried to join a bandwagon to go against somebody that had called her out previously that she thinks wronged her, but can't explain how, and tried to further dig into him, and got to the point where she disingenuously is trying to paint him as some sort of fucking like or implying that he's some sort of predator over the dupe shit when she's acknowledged that Parlo was engaging with somebody that he believed was only a few years younger than him, and her only criticism was that he didn't ask for ID or verify or something, which is like, yeah, that's, I guess, good criticism, but then it would be understandable how like an autist like Parlo could find himself in that situation, but then to try to paint him as somebody that was knowingly talking to someone that young is like insanely disingenuous. She has tried so hard to get herself involved with this bandwagon to fucking ruin this guy. Yeah, and she hates gay guys, like, very evidently.
Right, and I don't want to justify me doing wrong. A lot of people in this space will justify them doing wrong, like, blah, 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 or semantics. I'm not one of those
Yo, what's good, Dumpy?
people. If I do something wrong, I'm very accountable, but that's all I've fucking been, is accountable. I've been
Can somebody... I heard everyone was arguing with Dickers yesterday. I came in at, like, the tail end. If anybody wants to send me the Dickers argument, please feel free to.
accountable for, like, the tiniest of mistakes. Now, everybody else can get away with it, but I can't get away with it because I'm Alex and I'm fucking stupid.
Okay, you understand
But,
how
like,
even right now you're still making this about you? I'm asking for what you apologize to Parlo about, and now you're going on crying about how accountable you are all the time. I mean, this is what I'm asking you about, right?
Dude, is that Spec Lemon? Dude, I've been such a fan of the tweets, man. Up late getting dick.
right.
So basically, you say you're turning it into a circus. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. I just think, like, personally, sorry if this
Out of everyone watching right now, by the way, this is a guy who has a history of Bobka cutting things out of the VODs. Out of everyone watching right now, not a single person archived this. Not a single human being.
is hypocritical, but I think it was really irresponsible to platform 2 people with an episode. You
No.
followed my
I was
Instagram.
asking you what you were apologizing for. I mean, what do you mean when you say you
Oh, sorry,
turned it into a
but see-
circus?
Look, I feel everybody involved has turned it into a circus, me included. That's what I'm apologizing for. And I'm sorry. I just want this
She
to be
can't
fucking
directly apologize. I got something wrong. She needs to diffuse responsibility in her apology because she can't directly take blame herself. So what she does is, I'm sorry for doing the same thing that you did. Everybody has turned this into a circus, and I'm sorry for making it a circus. There has to be like diffusion of responsibility because she's not somebody that can take accountability head on.
over. Honestly.
Okay. So you understand
I
if
want
people
this to
make
be
public
fucking over.
statements, it's like totally fair game for other people to talk about. And if Parlo and Internet
It's
Jason,
absolutely
who
fair game for
aren't
people to
homeless,
talk about.
they've
I
got
just
like,
wish people would have an ounce of
well
fucking
managed,
empathy.
they've got well
Aiden, congrats on your nomination for this. What streamer awards? What's going on?
managed like mental health issues. Both are on medication. I'm sure a lot of people in the
Everybody
space
does.
have mental health issues that they're medicated for. They're stable. I spoke to Parlo beforehand. If I thought that he was going through a mental health crisis, I probably wouldn't have had him on stream.
But what do you
Partially
mean?
not
Like,
to platform it. If
I'm
nothing
so-
else, probably also to make sure you weren't going to say anything crazy, right?
I've been through what Parlo's been through, and I'm just saying, like, a lot of these moments are defined by like constant splitting, and it's like, you notice how when Parlo was on that stream, everything was in black and white. No, it's
yeah,
happening.
so when she says splitting, she's relating to the fact that Parlo's diagnosed with BPD, and according to herself, she's also diagnosed with BPD. And correct me if I'm wrong, but splitting involves, like, in the context of relations, like viewing people as all bad or all good, and this can also occur in the context of, I'm pretty sure it can occur in the context of thoughts as well. But like, you know, when you get attached to somebody, viewing them as like your favorite person, the greatest person ever, and then that can switch up and then become like everything is kind of split, your emotion or your thoughts, but like I think it's specifically used in the context of relationships.
I know. That's what's happened. And
Okay,
I
again,
feel
you're
like
making it about
I've been
yourself.
fucking bad.
Okay.
Pardon?
You're making it about
No,
yourself
no,
again.
I'm
Now, I'm
talking
not
about
interested in what's
Carlo
happened to
here.
you. We're talking about Parlo Internet Jason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Like,
Sorry,
I
go
know
on.
you're fucking using this on
From what I was told, I looked at what she said to Dickers after the fact, and I promised, I wouldn't leak the details of it, and I am a man of my word. But just to be clear, what she said, maybe, like, here's what I could see. Maybe, potentially, privating it for 24 hours until shit cools down, okay? I think maybe, I wouldn't do that personally, but I think that might be, like, I would understand in Dicker's shoes, based on what this person was saying to him. But to then completely also, her contention was with this entire interview being up, not the last 8 minutes or the 8 minutes of crying. So I don't know what that was meant to achieve. That didn't meet her demands and what was making her worry. So that wasn't really placating her in any reasonable fashion. And I think that Dickers specifically had regrets over that like final 8 minutes. So I think it was like self-sweeping. Hold on. But like I think there would be a few retards in here that but like, hey, I'm gonna keep, like, if he went into his server and said, hey, I'm gonna keep this down just for like a few hours or 24 hours, because somebody is, going through it right now, and I just need to make sure everything like calms down. I think most people would understand the implication there and be totally fine with that. The thing is though, that I don't think this was in her interest. I think this was entirely self-sweeping. Because if it was in her interest, this entire segment would have been cut.
a stream. But I feel bad for Parlo.
No, you don't. You were telling him you were going to fucking come in his tea. You were saying he should go and get super aids. When you called in, you said that he should go and suck a dick. That's what you said to him when you believed he was the victim of SA. Trying to ask him about that.
Trying to use his, like, a situation where he, like, got catfished as, like, trying to use it without context to make a disingenuous and false portrayal of him.
Castigate him for spreading degenerate sex details after you believed he was SA'd. Answer this question, okay?
Yeah.
Just real fucking quick, all right?
Here we go.
Do you think it's fair? Do you think it was fair for Parlo to put out that document?
Can you repeat that question? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Do you think it was fair
Your speech impediment is what speech impediment?
for Parlo to put out that document, given that you believe that he was sexually
Every time I go live, it's like, what flaw can I point out of Aiden's state? You're like my internal monologue. It's like, holy fuck. Do people ever say anything positive? You've turned me into this negative monster. I used to be so full of joy. I used to be so positive. I used to join streams and be like, hi friends, welcome to another live stream. Today we're going to be covering Dickers W's. And now, you've made me into a monster.
altered?
With the contents of that document, I do not believe that every explicit detail should have been gone over.
Was it any more explicit than the Pyrocynical document, or the Pyrocynical video, or any of the other videos that Parlo's put out about actual child grooming? The clicks don't count for anything.
How about say 5 positive things? I can do that. Soul Skibbity. Think you're a funny guy. I think you should have kept streaming. I miss the streams, man. Who else is here? Noid. You know what, Noid? Think you're also a funny guy. Know a lot about video games and stuff. Made some really good contributions in the Minecraft server. Much appreciated.
Remember, okay? Everyone knows exactly what's being
Why do you
discussed.
think I'm justifying this behavior? I'm not.
No, I'm just asking you a question.
I'm just this, I'm just that. Like, man.
You're just not answering the question.
Ryle Kittenhouse, I think when it comes to making the point, you don't hold the punches. You're just straightforward about it. Straight into the fucking face with a fist. And I can appreciate that about you, man.
Okay, so if somebody is the victim of sexual assault, right?
Yeah.
And if their sexual assaulter goes out and preemptively talks and calls them a chode choker, right? Says that they're a lolcow, says they're pathetic, starts leaking their personal information, is it not totally fair for them to actually put out a statement clarifying their side, their story? Or because they make Roblox content, are they supposed to stay silent forever?
As a Roblox creator myself, I do not put out that explicit of details, and I don't think Parlo was right in either situation. So let me make that clear. Okay? Don't make
What, okay, so I'm asking you, is it fair to put out a statement full stop?
Full stop, a statement, yes.
Okay, clarifying.
Halloween costume versus regular November stream. So that's me on Halloween. And as a ghoul. And this is me now. the fuck is happening to me, man?
His side of this gay sex.
Yes. Oh my god.
Okay, so that's fair. So do you think it was any more explicit than the Pyrocynical document, Pyrocynical video, any of the content that Parlo's made before? I mean, the porn was all censored, right? What was there that you think that would be troubling? Especially given the fact that, you've read the document, clearly. So you know that he's put trigger warnings at the start.
Pieces of it, but I'm not fully
You've read...
informed.
Sorry, can you say that again? I didn't hear that. You cut out on my end.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I'm genuinely sorry. I'm just trying to understand.
Dude,
Dickers
Dickers would be like the worst spy ever. It's just like the second like female tears are in his presence. He's like, "Can I make you comfortable? What can I do? You want me to take down the street? You want me to just like delete my channel? I'll do that for you."
This document.
Parliament's document. Yeah, I did. I skimmed through it. Yes.
I thought you said
it's like the Chinese agent starts crying, "Please, please take the national security secrets. Do you want me to package them for you? What can I do?"
A second ago that you'd read bits and pieces.
Yeah, I skimmed through it, bits and pieces.
Okay. So have you seen
Pyro or Parlo? Neither. I thought Parlo's video about Pyro had a lot of room for improvement, but made some good points. And I think the main substance of it was proven and correct, and something that was worth criticizing and condemning Pyro over. Simultaneously, I think Parlo's a fucking lolcow with I have endless criticism for him. So
in the trigger warning at the top?
Zoophilia, yeah, a bunch, yes.
Okay, so people are aware of exactly what content is in there, and it's nothing more.
You ended that one called Rose where she started crying. I ended it, but I didn't stay in there and then cut it out, right? If I believe that somebody is potentially, she was like making insinuations about self-harm or whatever. First of all, I'm not trying to get my channel nuked. Second of all, I never want to contribute to that, right? And there are reasonable things that I can do to stop that, minus, hey, start covering shit up for me. Like, hey, this dialogue is obviously causing this person distress. I can stop it here. That's not like me, that's not an unreasonable accommodation.
Explicit than any video that he put out about this topic.
Can I just say something? Like,
no.
Without being, like, talked over? I think, sorry if this is worded, like, stupid. No, it's not me, sorry. Like, given the whole situation, like, the place where it was shared was Twitter, Parlo's Twitter. And with, like, you know what I mean? It just has the name, and, like, of course kids are gonna click on it. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's the point that, Green Lego made, that kids are just gonna click on it, and it's like...
So under that logic, there should never be anything that is NSFW online. That's a stupid fucking point. The only burden you have is if it's not made for kids, select it's not made for kids, and in the context of X, you put a disclaimer that lets people know that it's not going to be safe for kids in the form of the infinite warnings he does at the beginning, explaining that there are going to be adult and disturbing topics. If a child can proceed anyway, then that is on the parents for not monitoring them. An unsupervised child online can see anything that you or I can see. It doesn't matter what unless they're in England or whatever. It doesn't matter what safeguard, fail-safes, etc. that a creator themselves, an individual, implements. And I think that there's like some reasonable ones that should be expected. But like, if the child has no supervision online and no restrictions online, they're going to see whatever the fuck they want to see.
That is a warning with any sexual assault allegation ever, right? So I return to the question.
Okay.
Is it totally fine for Paula to...
Yes. Should this... Why would you then not condemn anyone who has ever made a document about their sexual assault? So I was from Scallywag. Have you completed the... Nope, not yet.
A sexual assault allegation? Or is he not allowed to because he makes videos about Roblox sexual assault or Roblox child predators? Anytime you put content out online, there's a risk that it's going to be contacted by minors, right? Or
Yes. Every conversation about online safety seems to just avoid the truth, which is, honestly, if you're letting your child at this point, okay, I get that there were boomer parents, old parents, whatever. As Gen Z is becoming parents, if you at this point in time are allowing your child completely unsupervised access to the internet, and that, once again, I don't mean cutting them off from the internet entirely. I mean gradually phasing them into it, teaching them about online safety, doing some healthy monitoring, and then you could kind of like take the training wheels off and make sure that they feel comfortable coming to you and talking to you about anything that might be of concern. But if you're not doing any of that, just giving them a fucking iPad and saying, do whatever the fuck you want, little Timmy, at that point, it's like, how different are you from a parent that just like lets their kid like go into a fucking like a little kid going to a crowded place by themselves and talk to strangers. It's just as bad, right? If anything, I'd argue it's worse because places like Roblox or places frequented by kids are going to be an advertisement to pedophiles. The average stranger is not likely to be a pedophile. So, if anything, I'd argue it's even more dangerous there because there's more of a risk.
Interacted with minors.
3 times. I've said that.
So
What's
why
your
do you
point?
keep on Why do you keep on coming back to the same question? That he's put it out and minors might click on it.
You keep
So
bringing up the
I've
same
said to you, you've
question, I keep
accepted
bringing up
that
the
it's
same
totally fair for him to put that out, but then you're going back to the fact that he shouldn't put it out because minors could click on it.
No, that's not my point. If you understand, my further point is the sheer amount of detail is not needed. The sin.
Let's just take all accountability away from parents and everything. That is like America right now. That is America right now. It is parents are the fucking problem and nobody wants to say it. Dude, the right is doing like their like modern day Red Scare, going after professors and teachers and shit. And then you have like parents that are actually protesting literal restrictions on children's phone usage in school because they can't fucking control themselves because parents failed in their duty and it's not a teacher's job to babysit. I mean, what the fuck is going on, dude? Fuck the parents, honestly.
Cinderella is not needed. That we did not need to know
It
that.
was
Like, you know what I
good.
mean? Like,
It was good when Ethan Crumbly's parents were charged when they oh, little Timmy is drawing sketches of himself murdering all his classmates and talking to like a shadow demon about killing people. Let's buy him a fucking gun. It was good that they got charged. Okay? It was good. But we need to start taking it a step further. Start charging the parents for other failures. Start charging them for child neglect. If their kid, if the kid has an account up where they're just like clearly posting like age inappropriate shit, etc., etc. I mean, there are literal kids online that knowingly, and these kids are still victims, by the way, they're groomed into it, knowingly participate or active participants in these like online pedophile circles and cults like 764, whatever. If your kid's like a knowing, active, and public participant in that, start charging the parent.
the sheer amount of detail that people have found out from both sides is literally not needed. I don't
Well,
think
that's for them
it's
to
needed.
decide, no?
Can you repeat that?
Fathers from Will, it's hard out here for us. We have to work or we can't survive. Either way, we are wrong. Piss off. Are you talking about parents? Don't have kids. The whole, I work so I can't attend to my kids, unless, okay, I get there are unforeseen circumstances, and honestly, good on you if you had your kids were not expected or was an accident, and you're sticking there trying to raise them the best you can. I get that, okay? But like, if your parenthood is like planned and it's intentional, I'm sorry, but if your work consumes you to such an extent where you can't be a parent, then you should not be having kids.
That's for them to decide. It's Paulo's story. If he wants to
It
include
is for them
that
to
information,
decide.
if he wants to be
Absolutely.
completely
Again, what are
open
you
and frank
saying?
about,
This is
sorry,
making me
you said
so
you didn't want to be cut off for a
frustrated.
moment. So Paulo
What?
is the one who decides, just don't cut me off. Paulo is the one who decides how much information to put out, right? It's his story, it's his information. It's embarrassing to him. He's putting out embarrassing details about his alleged sexual assault. He's the one who decides how much information to put out there. No?
Okay, yes. You've interrupted me numerous times too, so please just have a good faith conversation.
I will, I promise.
It's so funny too because parents are all in on child safety when it comes to stranger danger, IRL, which in my opinion, by the way, I think stranger danger was like a total disaster that has turned everybody into antisocial freaks. The truth of the matter is, strangers are not going to be that dangerous. Most homicides occur amongst people that the victim knows, and it's like you're far more likely to fall victim to somebody you know than some random fucking stranger. I think it's like made people like not talk to each other. You know, I on it like I think stranger danger was like the stupidest shit ever in hindsight. Parents care when it comes to enforcing that, but then when it comes to the internet, it's just like hands off.
Paulo is the one who
5 from Will, I agree with your sentiment, but saying all parents is insulting. Insulting in what regard?
gets to decide, right? What is appropriate, what's inappropriate. Ultimately, he's the one who's hurt by this embarrassing information being out there.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so what's the issue? Why are we judging Paulo for this?
I feel I'm judging Parlo because of like the fact that, okay, so preluding this document, me and Parlo talked 4 weeks ago about, this has happened, like not the assault. I want to make it clear the assault is in no way justifiable whatsoever.
Wait,
It is a terrible
hold on.
thing.
Just real quick. because we were talking about whether Parlo could put out this document and your kind of moral qualms around Parlo putting out the document. So we're going to go back to a previous conversation. We might be able to talk about what's good for Parlo, right? What you think is in Parlo's best interests. But if we're talking about what's immoral, we're talking about minor seeing stuff, too much detail, there's degenerate
Not okay. This is a stupid. Like, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Sure, if you're to take my statement as literally as possible, then you could say it's a gross generalization. I know there are always outliers, etc., etc. But like, it's why is my timer going off? It's like that person who's freaking out when people were freaking out. It's like when people were fucking freaking out because this creator was like, men or ladies, if a man DMs you, giving you like a ton of affection out of nowhere with a bigger platform and making you offer, it's a big red flag, run. It's like, sure, she doesn't mean every single time, but the generalization, it still has like an overall broader point that's correct.
sex details in there. Do we think that it's fine to be able to put out the document or not? It's probably fair enough,
Give me
right?
2 seconds.
You might think it's bad for him, but ultimately, it's harmless to other people.
Wait 1 sec, guys. Hold on. And by the way, Sam, the fact responding shows your Instagram. No, I respond because I think it's good to address people's arguments and concerns. Is there a problem with that?
All right. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you were having a conversation.
DM'd you the timestamp, re-walk back.
Also, Duckbringer versus Aiden. Did she even cry during that? Anyway, Duckbringer's a content creator. She kind of self-inserted into it.
She's just as public. I think she's even probably less public than this Tanuki person who did, by your own admission, self-insert and is public on even a broader scale. She talks to audiences. She was on TV. Like, she also is a public figure that made a willful, concerted, non-impulsive attempt to insert herself into public drama. The evidence of this and the activity attesting to this has occurred over the span of several days. The creation of entirely new YouTube channels to further insert herself. She's made a new YouTube channel, new videos to put herself into this drama. Like, I don't understand how this wouldn't be a public figure.
About whether it's fine to put out the document, right? I gave you a few reasons why I think it's totally fine and why your judgment of Parlo putting out the document is like ill-founded, okay? And you shouldn't judge him for it. And I think you trying to castigate him and create as if there's some kind of moral issue, it's just not there. Maybe we can say that Parlo shouldn't have put out the document for Parlo's best interests.
Okay.
But ultimately, it's kind of up to him if he wants to share that information. If we think that it's not best for Parlo, that's a different thing than it being a moral issue because minors might read it or people don't need to know that or, you know, any other reason. So would you...
Holy fuck, we're already a quarter of the way to goal. Soul Skibbity and Will Is Me are and Scallywag single-handedly keep the lights on.
Agree with me when I say
my gay red lights.
It's totally fine, totally fair for Parlo to put out that document.
Yeah.
How many viewers does she get? Well, she's not like a person. Like, she's not like a personality in the sense people follow for her, but they do like her tweets themselves are very public. Her insertion into the drama is public, and she willfully and knowingly makes herself public.
Okay. You wanted to speak about the conversation you had previously.
Okay, so the conversation we had 4 weeks prior to this. And for prior context, I mean, like, Parlo's had like 8 million boyfriends. We've all been there. And the reason why, in particular, I brought that
slut shaming
up is because at some point these situations happen so often, and it overtakes the fact of him using the name safety advocate.
Oh my, this is her other thing too. She polices everybody. You're not a real safety advocate. You're not a safety, because they talk about like, they criticize people for making unsafe environments. She's like, I'm an actual safety advocate, and you're not. Like, it's like a fucking, you'd think it's a doctorate. I see people with actual doctorates invoke that far less, if ever, than she invokes being a safety advocate, because she talked on some like Canadian TV show that's like the equivalent of The View in the US, which is already a fucking shit show. Probably the one thing I can agree with Trump on. And it's like The Social, and it's even less. They literally have 6 people in the fucking audience. That's her like claim that she's a professional safety advocate, and it's just her talking about Roblox.
Because it's
to boomers.
It's like, how many times did this happen where there's been a sex sort of scandal, or someone he's talking to with a username? It just doesn't make sense.
This whole line of argument she's doing is far more unhinged. When you can, I don't believe Parlo was sexually assaulted. You don't believe it. but I said for this argument, we have to consider what she believes, and she believes this guy was sexually assaulted. Isn't this insane that she's like invoking like, you know, with all the previous times, like this is victim blaming. If a guy was to say this to a woman who was sexually assaulted, it's like, what were you wearing, etc. Maybe you shouldn't have so many boyfriends. Maybe you shouldn't use dating apps, etc., etc. People would be fucking up in arms.
I don't want to.
What it sounds like to me, okay, this is a little bit of a mind read, but, you know, in all good faith, it sounds as though you've got an issue with Paulo, you don't like Paulo, and so in this situation, you've kind of used that against him because you really didn't like him, right? You don't actually really have an issue.
$2 from How About Nope. Glad you got a good night's sleep. Good one, buddy. Appreciate it. How about Nope?
You've already accepted that you don't have an issue with him putting out the document. You don't have an issue with how Paulo's conducted himself in this situation, right? Not morally. You might think it's stupid, you might think it's silly, but you don't have an issue with Paulo morally in this situation. You just don't like him.
I told you I could fix her, guys.
Morally, like, can you kind of explain more into that?
So you don't think there's a moral issue? Paulo didn't do anything bad.
Okay, dude, I gotta be honest. This is a big problem. Some housekeeping. The sexual harassment in this community needs to stop. Okay, women and men are not the same, and I don't think, you know, when you're making these jokes to the boys, it's like it's just jokes amongst the boys. When you make these jokes to women, it becomes sexual harassment. Okay, so please, no more jokes about advancing on or having sex with specific women. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but just going forward, please, just let's keep that to a minimum, if at all.
By putting out this document, or in the way he's conducted himself in this particular essay situation. You've just kind of used it against him because you don't like him, right? You've done a little bit of shit talking. This is a guy you don't really like. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty fair, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel as though you should have read the documents before you...
Yo, thank you, Zween. Is that kroner? Is that Swedish kroner? Thank you, Zween, for the 20 kroner. Why are you... I thought you were in Oman. Why are you donating in... Okay.
put out a tweet
but much
talking about the
appreciated.
GoFundMe situation?
Absolutely.
Okay, because you understand you've, like, overshot the mark. You've said that he's been, even to this day, I think, you said that he'd use that money in order to go on extravagant holidays, fly people out.
Who said... Well, let me give you an example. Somebody made a tier list of all the women in the community that they want to fuck or think would be the most fuckable, with categories in regards to people's pussy, queen of spades, etc., etc. About, like, specific women that don't reciprocate with these kinds of jokes, and it's like, yeah, that's sexual harassment. Don't do that.
And by kind of extraneous things, right? And that's not true, is it?
Not direct, and that is Parlo's logic, so yeah, it's not true. I'm using the exact logic that he uses. I will take full accountability. I don't know what you want.
I mean, yeah, I just want a conversation.
Okay.
And you understand that when you go out and don't read any of the...
And the weird part was, it was every woman in the general sphere that was on the list, and then in honorable mentions was Toki.
Lying material, or watch people, as I did on the live stream, who pressed Paulo and argued with him over the GoFundMe situation. When you make, like, an excessive claim about this stuff, it's way fucking easier.
All right, Wendy, you are banned from my chat. Hope it was worth it.
Him to, like, wriggle about and wriggle away from the situation.
Listen, I'm not... People don't think I'm serious. I am serious. Let's not do shit like this. Please. Please. I don't need the fucking twit longer being dropped on my community, okay? Let's not. I beg of you. I plead with you.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
I will always admit when I'm wrong. I'm not one of those people.
Okay. Do you think that Paulo has taken accountability now that he's refunded the GoFundMe funds?
And say that Paulo came out. He personally has talked to me. He has taken full accountability, and actually, I think he is completely redeemable from this situation.
Yeah, I think we probably agree then.
It doesn't need to be dragged on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when you...
So how does it go from this? They've now reached a seeming consensus. There's minimal pushback from her. How do we go to this? To her crying?
On Twitter then, what was the kind of, what was the take? What was the disagreement? What happened between you and Paulo, actually?
So, before I sort of do the work now, quit YouTube, all that, I was a YouTuber. Paulo and me shared very similar experiences.
She's like Tectone quit. She's like publicly engaging with this, making a channel to make videos on this because she's that salty over some drama that I can't even figure out anything in regards to, that she keeps referencing, saying the whole community lied about her. And I literally can't find anything on it.
on the shit we go through. I don't need to go into
I reached out to Parlo on this. I got no response.
like detail about it. It's not appropriate. But oh, frick. Yeah, and we fell out about mid 2024. Honestly, I forget the reason, but
Wait a second.
yeah, I didn't.
Wait, you mean to tell me that the crying, the part that got cut, began when Bobka joined? Something with Bobka joining, and Bobka's like schizo when it comes to ops. So she's like, "Don't make me the content. I don't want to be the content," despite regularly calling in and shit. She's like schizo with this stuff, like very over. Even Dickers admits this, like very neurotic about like her online presence. She's the one that cuts stuff from Dickers' VODs. Dude, it's not even like a guess. I would bet money that the only reason this was cut was because of her.
How do I say this without making it about myself, in your opinion, so I can go about this the best way possible?
Listen, talking about your issue with Parlo, if you make it partially about yourself, that's totally fair.
To be fair, Dickers is, just because I'm using the Yoko Ono argument or whatever, which I hate sometimes because it just completely removes all agency and responsibility from the man. Dickers is equally responsible in this sweep job, to be clear. He would benefit from it because he believed those 8 minutes reflected poorly on himself. But let us not pretend like this was done in Tanuki's interests.
Okay, my issue with Parlo is that I stopped doing the content that Parlo did, and he continues to do it, and we're in similar circumstances, and it just makes me upset.
This has been a repeated thing, by the way. This has been a repeated, ongoing thing. That's it. Okay, I am calling for a total Dickers boycott. Do not cross the picket line. Do not watch, okay, unless you're watching like I am on stream to make fun of him. Do not watch. Do not interact, do not like, do not donate until Bobka is removed as a channel manager. I am calling for a complete boycott, a strike even, okay, to say that this behavior has been persistent. It's been to our detriment as the content has now been cucked, and we simply won't take it anymore. Down with Dickers, self-police, nobody cross the picket line. Do not cross the picket line. I don't care if nobody else is live. I don't care if there's no fucking content. Go watch, fuck it, watch anything else.
Personally, that's it.
Okay, because the vibe that I've got is that Parlo is popular, Parlo is successful.
We
Parlo,
want
somebody.
accountability. If there is a copy of this 8 minutes, we want it released, and if not, we want consequences for Bobka.
Well known and everyone knows who he is, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you don't feel like he does the hard work, the real work that you do. And so you judge
Down with Dickers!
him for that because you don't feel as though there feels like a difference. You feel like you should get that kind of adoration. Or people like you should get that attention and adoration, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Wait, let's go back.
Parlo is popular, Parlo is successful, Parlo is somebody. He's like well known and everyone knows who he is, right?
$5 from Soul. I've been campaigning for Bagsit for weeks. We need to remove from power. So true. So true. Bobka says I'm so mean to her. I wouldn't be as mean to you if you weren't in a position of power that you were using to steal content from us.
Whereas you don't feel like he does the hard work, the real work that you do. And so you judge him for that because you don't feel as though there feels like a difference. You feel like you should get that kind of adoration. Or people like you should get that attention and adoration, right?
It is time for the AG to mobilize and take a stand.
Absolutely.
Bagsit, release the files.
Okay. Fair enough. What's all this about 2016 documentary?
So that documentary was
Wait,
actually
sorry.
not.
Hold on. I gotta
The
lock
sheer amount
in.
of detail that people have found out from both sides is literally not needed. I don't.
Well, that's for them to decide, huh?
Can you repeat that?
That's for them to decide. It's Parlo's.
I agree. Wait, I totally agree with this point. She doesn't think there are certain details that are relevant or worth seeing or worth being released to the public. Well, that's for people to decide. I agree, Dickers. Whether that 8 minutes is content or not is for us, the audience, to decide.
Story. If he wants to include that information, if he wants to be completely open and frank about. Sorry, you said you didn't want to be cut off. 1 moment. So Parlo is the one who decides. Just don't cut me off. Parlo is the one who decides how much information to put out, right? It's his story. It's his information. It's embarrassing to him. He's putting out embarrassing details about his alleged sexual assault. He's the one who decides how much information to put out there. No?
Okay, yes. You've interrupted me numerous times too, so please just have a good faith conversation.
I will, I promise. So Paolo is the one who gets to decide, right? What is appropriate, what's inappropriate. Ultimately, he's the one who's hurt by this embarrassing information being out there.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so what's the issue? Why are we judging Paolo for this?
I feel I'm judging Parlo because of like the fact that, okay, so preluding this document, me and Parlo talked 4 weeks ago about, you know, this has happened, like, not the assault.
Aiden, I sent you 20 krona that I stole from a poor white Swedish family to ask you to center the chat box, and I didn't see your message attached to it. What do you mean center the chat box? I saw your donuts, Wayne. I did not see a message attached to it. I'm pretty sure it is centered, is it not?
To make it clear, the assault is in no way justifiable whatsoever.
Wait,
it is a terrible
hold on.
thing.
Just real quick. Because we were talking about whether Paolo could put out this document, and your kind of moral qualms around Paolo putting out the document. So we're going to go back to a previous conversation. We might be able to talk about what's good for Paolo, right? What you think is in Paolo's best interest.
Oh, you sent another dono? Sorry, bro. My bad. I was locked in to my anti-Dickers tirade. My bad, man. Centering? I don't know what you mean by center it. But I appreciate the donor nonetheless. You guys are crazy today. Already a quarter of the way to Streamly Gold. Thank you guys so much.
But if we're talking about what's immoral, we're talking about minors seeing stuff, too much detail, there's degenerate sex details in there. Do we think that it's fine to be able to put out the document or not? It's probably fair enough, right? You might think it's bad for him, but ultimately, it's harmless to other people.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you were having a conversation about whether it's fine to put out the document, right? I gave you a few reasons why I think it's totally fine, and why your judgment of Paolo putting out the document is like ill-founded, okay? And you shouldn't judge him for it. And I think you trying to castigate him and create as if there's some kind of moral issue, it's just not there. Maybe we can say that Paolo shouldn't have put out the document for Paolo's best interests.
Okay.
But ultimately, it's kind of up to him if he wants to share that information. If we think that it's not best for...
True. It's literally, she's just like very fucking homophobic. That's literally what it seems to be. There's like, she constantly talks about the fact this guy sucks dick. She brings it up in the Discord server, and then when at one point in the call, when Parlo says she's homophobic, she's like, that's all you have on me. You don't say I'm a pedophile, you don't say I'm a racist. But that's literally her response verbatim. Was that an admission? She doesn't deny the homophobia part.
Paolo, that's a different thing than it being a moral issue, because minors might read it, or people don't need to know that, or, you know, any other reason. So would you agree with me when I say it's totally fine, totally fair for Paolo to put out that document?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanted to speak about the conversation you had previously?
Okay, so the conversation we had 4 weeks prior to this. And for prior context, I mean, like, Parlo's had like 8 million boyfriends. We've all been there. And the reason why, in particular, I brought that up is because at some point, these
$5 from Bobby B. Bobka, you're accused of treason and anti-Soviet behavior. The court finds you guilty and sentences you to be removed. True. We're not going to take it anymore. Okay, the people want content, and the long boot of Bobka has come down over us. Resist your oppressor. Stand up. Unionize. Okay, unionize people. Unite workers of the world. Viewers of the world, unite. We're creating a viewer union and saying until this content leech has been removed from a position of power, we will not support your channel.
situations happen so often, and it
No, what I'm gonna read every 2 super chats. That's what I'll do. I'll read every 2 super chats because I'm ADHD as fuck, and if I start getting sidetracked, I don't stay locked in.
takes the fact of him using the name safety advocate, because it's...
Or if you don't if I don't read your dono within 2 minutes, and you could time it, then come to me and be like, Aiden, you missed my dono. That happens sometimes, more times than not these days. But sometimes I'm like wanting to finish a thought or finish watching it, and then I read it.
It's like, how many times did this happen where there's been
I am reading my regular chat too. I did check the inbox. Why do you not think I'm fucking reading it? Actually, okay, I did miss this part. I was scrolled up. Dickers has disabled DVR on his latest live stream. What is going on? What the fuck is happening? Was this another Bobka decision? Hold on, give me a fucking second, people. Check this, check that. I'm trying to watch the video, okay? I'll check everything. Just hold on.
Sort of handle, or someone he's talking to with a username. It just doesn't make sense. I don't want to.
What it sounds like to me, okay, this is a little bit of a mind read, but, you know, in all good faith, it sounds as though you've got an issue with Parlo. You don't like Parlo. And so in this situation, you've kind of used that against him because you already didn't like him, right? You don't actually really have an issue. You've already accepted that you don't have an issue with him putting out the document. You don't.
I'm sorry, I missed the dono. I'm sorry, I missed the inbox. I'm sorry, I missed the general chat. I'm sorry, I missed the fucking icy chat. I'm sorry, I missed the Streamlabs dono. I'm sorry, I missed Boobs Liquor 69's message from 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry, I missed everything. Now let's just get through this.
Issue with how Parlo's conducted himself in this situation, right? Not morally. You might think it's stupid, you might think it's silly, but you don't have an issue with Parlo morally in this situation. You just don't like him.
I told you I could fix her, guys.
Morally, like, can you kind of explain more into that?
So you don't think there's a moral issue? Parlo didn't do anything bad by putting out this document, or in the way he's conducted himself in this particular essay situation. You've just kind of used it against him because you don't like him, right? You've done a little bit of shit talking. This is a guy you don't really like. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty fair, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel as though you should have read the documents before you put out a tweet talking about the GoFundMe situation?
Absolutely.
Okay, because you understand you've like overshot the mark.
Wait, she didn't even read the document when she put out her like tweet where she just like laughably gets it wrong? Of course not. Is this your child safety advocate? I heard Canada's appointed her to an official position and grooming rates have skyrocketed.
You said that he's been, even to this day, I think, you said that he'd use that money in order to go on extravagant holidays, fly people out, and buy kind of extraneous things, right? And that's not true.
Nick is live, so I'm watching him now. We'll go, I mean, that's kind of like a, hey everybody, I'm a loser. Let's comment on it.
Is it?
Not direct, and that is Parlo's logic, so yeah, it's not true. I'm using the exact logic that he uses. I will take full accountability. I don't know what you want.
Dude, I have been incredibly, all things considered, I have been incredibly, I've held my tongue when it comes to Diorio, you know, and I think that on his last stream, because he was watching and it's very clear he just like watched Chud cover it, even though he, you know, regardless of what he wants to say, has this grudge against Chud over the prior like segment he did. He fucking watched Chud. And then like carried it over. He gets like hyper fixated on this 2-minute like unfunny bit I did with Dickers when it is literally like making like actual, because he saw Chud criticize it, making it out like it's some actual like majorly criticizable thing, and somehow kills the content in a call that lasts I think several hours. There was a 2-minute unfunny bit in like a several hour call, and these like over dramatic bitches are pretending like an unfunny bit is it's ruined. It's been ruined for me. Okay, I admit the bit was unfunny, but like holy fuck, move on. And he's like, oh, Aiden's here, I'm not watching, I'm skipping. Okay, and to be honest, to Nick, this is the same stuff he used to say when I came up when we were friends, but when we were friends, I thought it was just banter. Apparently that's not the case.
I mean, yeah, I just want a conversation. But you understand that when you go out and don't read any of the underlying material, or watch people, as I did on the live stream, who pressed Parlo and argued with him over the GoFundMe situation, when you make like an excessive claim about this stuff.
So some soul skibbity, get Dickers on the line, this is shameful. Well, tell him to message me.
It's way fucking easier for him to like wriggle about and wriggle away from the situation.
No. You're mad? Yeah, I have my grievances, of course. There's just like this need. I'm not even talking about Nick. I'm talking about Chud in general to be like, hey, the smaller guy, yeah, I don't like him. Haha. Let me push him away. That one's a spurg or whatever the fuck until you like pass a certain subscriber threshold. I think it's so gay. I think you should want to see the small guy do well. Okay? People don't realize this. I was raiding into Parry when nobody was watching him. I knew Parry when he was some shitter troll in VC trolling morale. I was in talks to have Dickers be my co-host before he started streaming.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I will always admit when I'm wrong. I'm not one of those people.
Okay. Do you think that Parlo has taken accountability now that he's refunded the GoFundMe funds?
And say that Parlo came out. He personally has talked to me. He has taken full accountability, and actually, I think he is completely redeemable from this situation.
Yeah, I think we probably agree then.
Going after is like, I think a dramatic exaggeration. I think that's a criticism of Chud, probably. It's like this like force like fuck the little guy shit. Sure. But in regards to Chud's action, I mean, he does raid into people like Deckers and shit. So I think that, and Queeman. So I think that you know, his actions are not completely like fuck the little guy, but I think it's like very like gay and forced.
It doesn't need to be dragged on.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I guess when you replied to me on Twitter, then what was the kind of what was the take? What was the disagreement? What happened between you and Paulo actually?
So
It's like a criticism that I have for Chad. Yeah, it's like a very minor, it's a mild criticism, but it's mostly fuck Dioria, you know.
Before I sort of do the work now, quit YouTube, all that, I was a YouTuber. Parlo and me shared very similar experiences on the shit we go through. I don't need to go into detail about it. It's not appropriate. But oh, frick. Yeah, and we fell out about mid 2024. Honestly,
Oh wait, so she's finally going to explain this shit that she's been fucking alluding to for this entire drama where he fucked her over in some drama incorrect or made some incorrect claims about her.
I forget the reason, but yeah, I didn't. How do I say this?
True, very true. Chud Logic likes Gawk. We can be bees. Bees, we can be bees. Mr. Jomha learned empathy at 30. This guy learned empathy at 30. This guy learned empathy. Isn't that crazy?
So making it about myself in your opinion, so I can go about this
I hate all of these people. I'm better than them. You're better than them. And we should act as such.
the best way possible.
Listen, you talking about your issue with Paulo. If you make it partially about yourself, that's totally fair.
Okay, my issue with Parlo is that I stopped doing the content that Parlo did, and he continues to do it, and we're in similar circumstances, and it just makes me upset, personally. That's it.
Okay, because the vibe that I've got is that Paulo is popular, Paulo is successful, Paulo is somebody. He's like well known and everyone knows who he is, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you don't feel like he does the hard work.
I mean, how much can you talk about a relationship where you're essentially like a third participant in it? Like, have we considered this? Is Nicholas Diorio, is this like a polyamorous relationship, and is Nicholas Diorio a third participant? We know that he's involved in like a polyamorous relationship with Ethan and Gila, but it's like, how involved do you become in a relationship where essentially you are like a third participant within the relationship itself? We considered this? Have we ever considered this one?
The work that you do, and so you judge him for that because you don't feel as though there feels like a difference. You feel like you should get that kind of adoration, or people like you should get that attention and adoration, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. What's all this about 2016 documentary?
So that documentary was actually not made in 2016. It came out in May of 2025. That documentary is known as Dangerous Games. I made it when I was 16. That's what people are getting that number from. I spent 4 years of my childhood life making this documentary. There's over 500 hours of footage filmed in this documentary. We filmed it 4 years. It kind of goes over into detail. It was like kind of the first whistleblower documentary on Roblox that didn't paint the idea of, ban, that a lot of shit goes around.
But she didn't take it. This whole thing that the man needs to take, if the woman's last name has like a better ring to it, which is, I mean, Ian's last name was like Washburn, right? Like, if the fucking woman's last name is better, take the woman's last name. Who gives a fuck?
Okay. Hold on. Because you said that you made it. Can I just quote from the statement you put on Twitter earlier?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Fuck. I don't know, man. Like, I'm in it. Like, let me say I didn't make it. TVO made this documentary. I did not make it. I was in it. I'm saying incorrect things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Because I think you have said some places that it's your documentary. You've said that several places on Twitter.
In the sense that it is like my poster child, right? That's what more I mean.
It's kind of the only thing that people might know you from.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay. Because when you're saying your Twitter name, because I'm wondering what this one is. You say, for years, I've been told that doing a documentary at 16 that I had no idea would be spun into malicious lie was somehow my fault.
Documentary of me crying that I said, please don't put it in there, and they did anyway. There's a lot of shit that isn't shown that unfortunately I cannot publicly talk about.
Yeah, there seems to be this pattern of her, like, and to be fair, she was a minor at the time, but this pattern of her agreeing to be in stuff and then regretting that she agreed to be in something. And it's like, I don't know, it's kind of a mistake. You learn from it, but you're not going to be able to undo that because you've already consented to being in this thing.
Contract. Let me make it very clear that I am grateful to the people in the documentary.
Didn't he take it because he hated his dad and didn't know him? I feel like that, yes, that, of course that's reasonable. Of course that's reasonable. That's actually a very common reason for changing your last name. That's what people are like, okay, people do this thing where it's like, look at all these Jewish people that change their last names, they're hiding it. And then they point to like Jon Stewart, who is like very openly Jewish. And they're like, Jon Stewart changed his name from John Leibowitz to Jon Stewart, but he did it because he had a poor relationship with his father, right? That's why he did it. And also, like, the joke doesn't work when these people are very public about being Jewish.
Out the narrative that Roblox should be banned or what have you. Right. I feel as if a lot of people like to dog on that point as right, shit from years ago, and that's what people.
But I'm asking what it is, because like you said earlier, I'm just not familiar with a lot of the law.
Or like Larry King, they're like, Larry King was trying to hide that he was Jewish. It's like, really? He was trying to hide it? It's like he spoke at the, you know that video of Ben Shapiro playing the violin at like the Israel Bonds? Like, Larry King was a speaker there. Well, how is he trying? People take last names for various different, obviously in the stage world, because of how old Larry King was, when you're entering, you know, the thing is, right, I hate to say it, Ashkenazi Jewish last names are just not very aesthetically appealing, first of all. Second of all, in that era, changing your last name with participation in the entertainment industry was just like super fucking common. You see this with like native Italian actors. They all changed and anglicized their last names, right?
It is a documentary on TVO, Dangerous Games, Roblox and the Metaverse Exposed, released in May 2025, specifically detailing the incidents that led up to Roblox and their critical view on safety. Is that fair?
Wait, but you're 21 now, no? So this was 5 years ago.
But it was released in May of 2025.
So you haven't been doing this recently? You did this 5 years ago at the age of 16?
True.
No, it was filmed up until June 2024. We wrapped
Right,
in June 2024.
Right, so you've done some filming here, some filming there for like the last 5 years.
A lot of filming. It was actually supposed to be made into a miniseries. Almost every other weekend.
What is the malicious lie that's been spun into?
I'm just upset how people use that point as a way to say you had a choice, right? And people are doing the same with Parlo.
A choice with what? I promise you, I'm not trying to dog you. I truly don't get what you're trying to say. A choice with what?
Pardon?
A choice with what? What's wrong with the documentary?
So I think there's a lot wrong with the documentary and the people at platforms. I mean, one of them is People Make Games Quentin, who has like, you know, I just think it's bad faith.
Yeah, Aiden is gonna, I'm not gonna let him run from this. I'll even DM him right now. Call into my stream. But I spoke to him about this privately last night, and it's like, no, he shouldn't be able to get away with this. Call into my stream. He should not be allowed to get away with this.
That's an opinion, right?
What, his video?
I think People Make Games was made in bad faith, yeah. That's it. I'm sorry. I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. The issue
Two from Patrick Starr. Aiden addressed the Scientology cult allegations. You want me to talk about Scientology? When I'm done with this segment. That's like a fucking... I could go on a whole rant about... Like, you want me to talk about why Scientology is a cult?
with me, okay?
Yeah.
About platforming a conversation between these two guys.
Yeah.
They're already releasing documents on each other. It's already in the public domain. These guys have both said, Internet Jason said, yes, I want to have a conversation. Paulo said, yes, I want to have a conversation. Dickers has said, yes, I want to host a conversation. And then you're saying that we shouldn't do this. This shouldn't be allowed.
Right. Yeah. I'm honestly making things worse for myself, and I understand that, and I'm sorry. I owe nothing.
Are you getting a message right now by a lady called Stinky Ella?
Stink Ella, yeah.
Okay, what is Stink Ella saying?
What do you mean by that? Like, what in specific?
No, I was just asking if you were getting messaged by Stink Ella.
Yeah, she's my friend.
I was just wondering what she's saying. She can join if you'd rather have a friend here, by the way. That's totally fine.
No, it's okay. I don't need a friend here.
Wait, dude, are you serious right now? The 8 minutes that was cut. Oh my god, dude. It's not even the part with her crying. It's the entire interaction with Bobka. Do you see where this cut is? Look, she's
deserving to be called out, right?
She's
We can
in
think
the call.
respectfully about what would cause these issues.
Wait. She's in the call.
I know I'm going to be receiving this. Look, Carlo is releasing his video very soon, and I've used that particular video to talk about the actual,
dude,
everything. It paints, I believe this video paints the full picture of everything that's going on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I've got somebody else they want to speak. Do you know who Himpleton is?
Not really aware. I don't know, man. I'm aware.
Yeah. I think he's got like 2 questions for you. If you want to stick around, and chat to him, I can add him to the call real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. We're just waiting on him.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I've got
Hello?
Okay.
How's it going, Babky? Okay.
I'm a little worried about her. ISIS actually probably...
Oh my god! it's not just a specific reaction that was cut. It's every moment that would verify that Bobka had an interaction with this individual that was cut. This is Bobka sweeping. She constantly, I don't want to be the content. Don't make me the content. She's the one that cuts stuff from Dicker's stream. Even if Dickers was worried about a potential, I doubt Bobka joins. And this person then immediately bursts into tears. Bobka wanted to remove all evidence that she called into the stream and even talked to this person. It cuts immediately when that starts. Dude. So even like the, oh, I wanted to cut her crying part doesn't work unless we're to believe that Bobka, the second Bobka joins, Bobka's mere presence causes this person to burst into tears. What does Bobka have on Dickers? It is obviously Bobka self-sweeping. I don't want to be the content. Well, then you shouldn't have called in, bitch. This is ridiculous, man. Are we serious right now? And then Bob Dickers is like taking the fall for her as well. To be fair, right? He did consent to this, know about it, and is actively defending it, so he's a guilty party. But she's the mastermind. It's not just a reaction that was cut. It is all evidence that Bobka interacted with this individual. I'm calling Dickers. Wait, hold on. Apparently, a bit of this cut segment is archived, approximately 2 minutes of it, which would be about 1/4 of it, so that's not bad. The downside is we have to watch it through Morale. So, let me check this out. Ryle Kittenhouse sent this to me in between his, like, beating a woman session. He's like, you fucking
Rational,
stupid bitch! And
I understand.
wait, hold on a second. I gotta send son Aiden. Alright, where was I?
Dan is, I am not a pedophile. I'm none of these things people. Things people.
Thank you for informing me. Thank you for informing me. Wow, this is epic, man.
Okay, get to it.
This is awesome.
Chop,
I'll
chop!
say I've spent my life fighting for kids because no one else did it for me. No one else, when I was a child, did this shit. It is so distressing.
I believe her.
Hey,
And right
hey,
now, I've been breaking down the past couple days. I cannot end up like Parlo. I cannot make these videos. This is not who I'm meant to be. I'm meant to do my work offline. Right?
Tanuki, we all hear you there.
This
And
is
like,
not
I completely understand what you're saying.
I just feel like I'm talking
I
up
understand.
against people who hate me. There are people who hate me and say they want
This it was not Dickers is sitting there giggling, loving that he's getting content, doing his performative reaction. This was Bobka, dude. This was all Bobka. I agree. At this point, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't keep this person in the call. Like, I would have personally left, right? Because this person's like clearly in distress.
behind the scenes, and I have to take it. I don't.
Himpleton's VOD only. Wait, send it to me, Cal. We're gonna piece it together. Send it to me.
Well, hey, Tanuki, I did want to ask you about that just real quick, because this is something that will help your case, right?
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that I kind of wanted to ask is just like, do you have like proof of those people? Like you said that people were threatening you. You said people were threatening your family, right? Like, okay.
Hold on. So at this point,
I'm not gonna let Morale in.
Dickers deafens. Does he undeafen?
Quick, because this is something that will help your case, right?
I think that's the end of it, right? I want to hear what Bobka says when she calls in. We're piecing this together, bit by bit. Apparently the Himpleton stream has the Bobka... Hold on. Streamed 22 hours ago. So what is the timestamp? Well, no, this stream was... Sorry. Fuck. No, not 22... 2 days ago. My bad. Not the 22 hours ago. 2 days ago. So...
Amazing.
Is it... I'm assuming
To
it's this
stream
one? So where's the Tanuki call-in? Hold on, I'm looking. Cal, can you just, like, send me the timestamp where you saw that? Yeah, I'm looking. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that's an interesting friendship group.
You skipped a bit?
Really? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Cal, do you have this thing that you just referenced? Or are you useless?
Definitely help your case.
Please, I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar.
No, I don't. Listen. I don't think that you're a liar. Definitely like threatening your family video, and like repeatedly on this call, you said that you've received a lot of threats and that people are also threatening your family. No, that's fine. I totally believe that. I just wanted to ask if like you had any like proof of that or like you were compiling. Okay. So
Yes,
that's,
I do.
I mean, that's something that would definitely help your case.
Please, I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar.
No, I don't. Listen. I don't think that you're a liar
I would have left the call at this point, obviously, right?
at all.
Dude, is this bitch like on her fucking period?
The only
What is
reason that I'm
going
bringing that
on?
up in the first place is it's something that will really help your case.
Okay.
Okay, he does leave the call. I want to hear Bobka talking.
Like I cut that down. Hey.
On dick.
I want to hear... Did Morale get paid off to skip Bobka talking? Does anyone recall what Bobka said, specifically? To this person that led to them crying? What did Bobka say? I don't know. Cal just, like, referenced some part of the Himpleton stream that he didn't link, so it's, like, a useless reference. But... Does anyone remember? Does anyone have any memory of this? Nobody archived it. I remember it word by word. Let me in. No. You know, I'll let you in. Fuck it. Alright. Recall it to me. No bullshit.
Yeah, no. I swear I was there while it was live. And I heard everything.
What did Bobka say?
Okay, so Babka joined to try to like calm her down. It's like, oh, okay, are you okay? She started with because she was already crying with Dickers, so she joined and she was crying, say, people are calling me a pedophile. Everyone's calling me a pedophile. They're calling my uncle. They call my family. They are trying to smear me and say that I'm a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. Like I'm not a pedophile. She started crying. And Babka said, are you okay? Do you need any help? Are you sure you are safe? Are you safe right now? She's like, catch the stone. Are you safe right now? And she's like, oh, she was crying. She's like, okay, okay, take a breath. Do you need any help? Do you need anything to do? You're okay. You're safe. Like she was doing the, like trying to calm her down at first. And then she was she was like, she didn't really say anything, to be honest. Because, like, everyone say, oh, Babka made her cry, but that's just a joke. She didn't make her cry.
Well, that's what we're gonna say. That's what we're gonna say until we see proof suggesting otherwise. I.e., the 8 minutes that were cut. Bobka drove this person to a mental breakdown.
Yeah, but like the more she was talking, the more that girl was crying. Because, like, you know, like when you cry and then you get in someone who want to calm you down, but they feel like you're gonna cry even more now that they are saying, okay, you can cry more, you know? She cry more and more, and Babka is like trying to say, you're okay, you're valid for crying, and she cries more and more and more. So it was like that.
Got it.
Other than that, yeah.
So Bobka made this worse. Got it.
You can say so. Because she was validating her like the way she was crying too much and like over, I don't know. She was like, oh yes, you're right, girl. You know?
Got it.
And then Vickers left the call, but the call was still live on Hambleton. It lasted for maybe 3-4 minutes on Hambleton's stream before they also left.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the call on Himpleton's stream.
Yeah, tell Cal to-
apparently he knows of its existence,
What?
but will tell me about
Can you
it.
can you just call Hambleton instead of Dickers? Fuck
Himpleton,
Dickers.
I tried Himpleton, he said he's at work. I DM'd Dickers, I got no response. It's ridiculous, man. It's fucking
And
ridiculous.
Dickers banned me off his chat. I said, hey, what happened? Why did you disable DVR? And he banned me without response.
He banned you from his chat for asking why he disabled DVR?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. I've never seen a sweep attempt like this. I've never seen a run attempt like this.
Yeah, I don't know what Babka done to him. Maybe witchcraft or something.
This is ridiculous, man. All right, well, we're gonna get to the bottom of this one way or another. But if us getting to the bottom of this is reliant on people like Kalora Vetla, then we might be fucked.
I will try to find myself. Okay.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, bye.
Last night.
What is this? Okay, so we got Dicker's explanation for the sweeping. Let's check this out. Goes for 5 minutes.
Last night, I think Himpleton's got it. Or Himpleton had it at the time. Queeman wants the VOD. Yeah.
We all do!
Yeah, look.
Who wants the VOD? Who wants the VOD?
It,
One's in chat. We all want it.
Some people think, okay, that I've got baited, which is fair. If people know who Tanuki Alex is, she does have a history of this. Or a history of this? I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
She's got a big history of being...
She has a history of doing this kind of stuff, but I cut it anyway.
Incredibly manipulative, of kind of not suicide baiting. I don't think, but yeah, basically trying to bait for sympathy, right? But probably
one's in chat. If you totally condemn Dickers, both as a channel and as a person, and are agreeing and taking the pledge to never watch him again until he releases this 8 minutes, okay? We will mobilize. It'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Probably for the avoidance of doubt. Should
release the bob cut.
Probably not. Yeah, I wasn't going to originally. I was probably just going to leave it up. But then afterwards, sympathy baiting. She was faking it.
No, what happened afterwards?
Sympathy baited and you were laughing. I did think that she was sympathy baiting. But then after a while, it's like, yeah. I don't know. It's the thing that made me think it was, I was pressing her. I was being nice, but I was pressing her. And she's fine with me. But as soon as a sympathetic young woman of color comes onto the line, changes up. Now, yeah, there's that thought, okay? And then the other one is she had just admitted that she was declaring alleged Roblox predators, groomers, like whatever, to be completely innocent.
What?
And then after that, that's a really bad look. Maybe she thinks she can cry and ask to private the VOD. I don't know. For the avoidance of doubt, probably just going to cut out her crying.
Probably. Oh, so now he regrets it, but he's conveniently done it in a way where he can't undo it.
I wasn't sure what to do with it initially. So I thought, fair enough. I'll just
Also, isn't it funny that Bobka's entire existence in that call, down to the moment she joins, is the only part that's cut?
Visit, just to see what I want to do. Maybe think about it. But I mean, if she's dipping back into drama, like straight away, like 12 hours later, yeah, probably take the middle road, cut out the crying, and then
the middle road, no, the fucking middle road is, if you don't want this on your channel, cut it out and then give the segment to somebody else. That's the middle road. The middle road isn't hide it from the world's existence so we can't judge and scrutinize this. What if Bobka did do something wrong in that call? Shouldn't we be allowed to see it and criticize it? And if you're removing it, wouldn't that just be sweeping? Wouldn't that just be cover-ups? Wouldn't that just be a complete lack of, we're not journalists, but we should operate to, or seek to, not completely, but strive to general journalistic standards? Wouldn't this be a violation of all of that? To sweep for your neurotic editor, manager slash potential lover. I don't know.
Just leaving the rest. The crying's just kind of uncomfortable.
Do you know what Bobka said about you in that? What did she say about me? Check inbox. Kalu lied. What else is new?
Hello, Hamilton.
I'm honestly making things
Hi,
worse.
Kathy.
Tell me, I am heading random people lucky.
Okay. Thanks, Kathy.
I don't know why people think that it's content. It's not. It's not content. It's just very boring, to be honest. But yeah. Because the weird thing as well is this.
The crying was rough to listen to be fair. Then remove it from your main and give it to somebody who can decide whether or not it's worthy of their scrutiny, whether or not they want to play it or skip it.
This is after the fact that she's completely self-inserted into the Paulo drama on Twitter. Then she's gone after Paulo in private in DMs.
That is it's 4 seconds after.
You before you come on.
Oh, you're vetting me? Do you want me to tell you my question? All right. Yeah, that was a lot.
Oh, thanks, Kathy. I thought you were just finding a way to, like, fucking sneak yourself in.
And then she jumps on Apollo's stage and goes really, really aggressive at him. Like, screaming, shouting, trying to talk over him. Just, like, really aggressive. And then
Cal's biggest problem is he's allergic to the terms, I think. He just states things factually and gets it wrong.
Starts atting me on Twitter and then calls me. You watched the Duckbringer versus Aiden call?
Yeah, he talks about this.
No, but that was content. Right. Also, Duckbringer versus Aiden. Did she even cry during that? Anyway, Duckbringer...
It was some sort of mental breakdown. But knowing that she was the one that entered there to challenge me, this was a self-insert, etc., made me not sympathetic to that.
As a content creator, she kind of self-inserted into it. And also, Duckbringer's not making private threats.
Yeah, this person is more of a public figure, by the way. In regards to the level of self-insertion, it's repeated, it's not impulsive. Like, you could argue Duckbringer calling in was out of impulse. This isn't out of impulse because this has been occurring over the span of multiple days across multiple platforms and multiple mediums, through, like, videos this person is choosing to upload, calling in to actually confront Parlo, the 800 tweets. This person is not impulsively making themselves a public figure or impulsively inserting themselves. It's a thought out, albeit stupid, insertion into this, and therefore they are a public figure relevant to this drama that should be, open to any form of scrutiny. Aiden, it's been 2 minutes. You missed my donut. Sorry, soul. Hold on. My bad. Let me just check. Bagsit means Bagsit. She's got to go, blood. True. So true.
Solve this all right.
Sorry, I missed the Streamlabs donut too. My bad, guys. My bad. Just tell me. If it's been 2 minutes, just tell me. Much appreciated, by the way, Navakva, with the $3. Aiden, if Nick's jokes haven't changed anyway after he stupidly, if you ask me, burned the bridge with you, I think it's safe to say he always felt that way about you. Truk?
Now, by releasing the full VOD. No. I mean, solve this all right now. Oh, in terms of, like, people being upset about it. Yeah.
Call me, call Queeman, admit that, dude. Queeman's like, because I'm like, if it was in the editor, then he can't get it, right? I don't think he can get it back. Queeman's like, nope, don't sweep. He can. Keep pushing. It's like, if he actually can't get it back, he's fucked, because he's going to just keep getting pushed into meeting a request he can't meet. But that could have been intentional in regards to, oh, I regret it the day after the edit's gone through and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, probably could, but again, there we are. Okay. Nice. Is that it? Yeah, I think so. Nice. Can Babka kill every stream?
True. Dr. Octobong came in with the W. Babka should be prohibited from calling into Dicker's streams unless she's being confronted.
One of them has got to be fucking Fortnite. Still, Fortnite content goes absolutely fucking insane.
That. However, this is the best stream game of year, so what you guys...
There's no DVR on. There's no DVR. 23 watching. Oh my god, dude. Do you... The picket line... Okay, it went a little bit farther. It went a little bit farther than I was intending. I did not mean... Holy shit, dude. But yeah, I think that settles it for the Dickers mass cover-up potentially being masterminded by Babka. Why is he running, though? Does he not have... Soul gets it. Soul gets it. Soul understands, which is why Soul should be my new rising star and come back to streaming. We miss you, Soul. Soul is, like, very insecure, and he believes that because he doesn't make the funniest jokes, and in his opinion, or he's not like a debate bro, or whatever, then he can't stream, okay? He was bullied out of streaming. Come back, Soul. We miss you, buddy. We miss you. He somewhat admits it was Babka. Link it. Why do you want me back? Because I miss you, friend. Aiko calls in about the cover-up.
Okay, hi. I'm in bed. I'm on my phone. I just...
How's it going?
I don't know what happens. I don't know what you're talking about. I popped into Queeman's stream and he was talking about how you're not releasing something and content-wise, and all I hear is that they were screaming or crying, freak out, something. Why can't I see it? I want to see it.
True, I want to see it. Some of us sleep during normal hours. I want to see it. Oh, sweating, anxious.
Sounds fun.
Okay. Basically, what happened? It's literally contentless. Okay. Babka asks her, "What's this whole stuff with your history with Parlo?" And then she starts breaking.
That is for us to judge, not you, sir.
Down about the harassment that she had. I'd spoken to her just fine for about, well, just fine. She seemed upset.
This is a situation of active public interest. It should be open to public scrutiny.
But it was over, we were talking about claims that she had made about Parlo, and I was pressing her on claims that she'd made about Parlo, and about me. So, initially, to give you the fucking background, okay, have you watched the Parlo stuff?
I've seen the Parlo stuff. I don't know who this girl you're talking about is, though. Okay,
so originally, when the Parlo stuff dropped, she entered into the conversation to at people on Twitter. She's like a big Twitter Roblox personality. She atted Parlo and basically said that he had been misappropriating funds to be able to pay for his trips.
Which wasn't true. We got it.
She hasn't looked into it enough. And then she seemed to go a little bit quiet after that. So, yeah.
Wait, where was the lie?
Why can't I see it? I want to see it. Sounds fun.
Okay. Basically, what happened? It's literally contentless. Okay? Babka asks her...
Oh, wait, so he doesn't explain that it's been cut out. He just says it's contentless.
What happened just before Babka spoke to her, was basically...
We didn't, that wasn't the question she asked. She didn't ask you if it was good content. She asked why she couldn't see it. Why can't she, Dickers? Why can't I see it? Why can't Soul Skibbity see it? Why can't D, whatever the fuck your name is, see it? Why can't Benji see it? Why can't anyone see it?
He admitted that a bunch of alleged Roblox predators had, and you can see this is currently public, had basically contacted her, people with basically allegations, had contacted her, she'd spoken to them for a little bit, got their side of things,
about Parlo?
And then went out publicly and said that they'd been slandered by Parlo, right?
Ali Khan, can you please send the Wendy art depicting the Babka Dickers situation in an image to me? Thank you. I think this is very relevant and pressing.
So she hadn't asked Parlo for this information, seemingly, because when I asked her for what the original allegation was, she couldn't even really detail it. But she's going out with her credibility and credentials as a Roblox safety advocate, basically saying these people are innocent, and she doesn't actually know, because she hasn't looked into it enough. And then she seemed to go a little bit quiet after that. So, yeah.
So
that's what I think led to it. It wasn't Babka.
So the thing that you're Well, I'm not saying it's Babka. I'm not even really sure what's going on with that. I just wanted to check and see if there's actually content you're cutting out, or if it's like.
So we got a sketch artist created a representation of this situation in a nutshell. We hired the top sketch artist. I don't know if you could see it right there, but that's Dickers chained to the computer. Babka is pulling the strings and running the channel, and allegedly pregnant as well, based on this artwork. Sad stuff, man.
Completely irrelevant if she's just complaining about old harassment.
We got Russia's best sketch artist on that one.
Has nothing to do with anything, or if there's anything that we'd be entertained by at all.
Not really. There's like it's really fucking awkward, okay? That's the only thing that's really there. I'm kind of grimacing during it, wondering whether it's going to get back on track. Realistically, I wish that I'd fucking like hung up earlier. I didn't know if it was like
Look, we all have regrets. Note it for last time. Let us give you the criticism for this time while we watch it.
Kind of staying here and, yeah, see what she wants to say. Don't want to cut her off? Nah, probably not. We'll probably leave it out.
Okay.
It is content.
I mean,
the people who are saying currently, it is content, okay? I've seen your message in Discord. I've seen your message in YouTube chat. You want to see a girl cry. That is what you want.
So, they should have that right. It occurred publicly. It's a publicly active and relevant situation. Hell, you know, as bad as it is, if you want to wait 2 weeks and then cut it, I actually wouldn't even care. I honestly wouldn't care. If it gives her better peace of mind, we all get to see it, we all get to criticize it, we all get to scrutinize it. Then honestly, at that point, I don't give a fuck. But doing it the day of, so none of us can see it.
Yes,
faking a cam shot to hide your face. That is not what happened. That is a pure snot.
And now turning on DVR, so he can turning off DVR, so he can then go do the same thing.
Narrative.
Well, I just wanted to check in and see if I was missing any content, entertainment-wise. So, yeah.
You are.
Not really. Yeah, it's just
Dickers just gaslit Aiko. He just you are missing something. You're missing 8 minutes of content, just like we all are.
It's kind of for...
Yes, Soul Skibbity brought this point up. Kinetic Kel was crying on stream.
I don't know, like, avoidant of risk. The stuff she was saying in messages afterwards was like, okay, this feels like this feels probably unnecessary. I private that at the very least, but yeah, the content's still getting out there.
Yeah, okay, I've seen those messages, and you all kind of understand what's being insinuated here. And even then, I think you could private it for like 24 hours until she calms down and make it public again.
Majority, just her crying is gone.
Okay. Well, thanks.
It has been 2 days, and we still don't have this.
For chatting. All right, I'll be in chat. All right, bye.
I spoke about it more at the start of stream, if you want to go back to that as well.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
All right, bye.
Nice. There we are. There we go. Okay.
No, he just wants to move on. We're not moving on. You know what? Fuck it. The picket line is there. The picket line is hard. The picket line is enforced. Sub 40 Dickers will stay sub 40 Dickers until we get that fucking clip. She comes back and presses him harder. Ooh, even Ryle's giving Aiko props.
But as well.
Multiple
so she wasn't able to, like...
Where did she press him?
Himself had to step in and respond to it.
Streamed back in the day. I think...
Why am I not able to preview the
May
video
not be
as
fully-
I skim? Where's the other Aiko call-in? Does anyone have this time stamped?
Probably thought, okay.
I'm saying though is
there
that
we go.
So
fuck is this?
Found it myself award. Aren't you proud? Oh, or somebody already timestamped it for me. Thank you, buddy.
Yes. Release the VOD.
Now look in the mirror and tell me what
the hell is he watching here? This is like a Nick Diorio tier meme.
Big fan. Okay, so this is the PM Damien situation then. By Guamgo. Okay, let's get into it. I'm not gonna say it.
Really, those videos so scam.
Holy. Oh.
Hello. So Queeman told me that you lied to me.
Oh, ooh, ooh.
What did you lie to me about?
Ooh.
You tell me.
No. I want you to tell me what you lied to me about.
Oh my God.
You
tell him, Queen. You tell this man. Do not let him gaslight you like that. Darvo and gaslighting. Yes, we love to see a strong woman not take shit from a man, especially a spineless, cowardly man.
Tell me, Aiko. We
No,
doing
this
this again.
means that you lied.
Holy fuck.
You lied. What did you
What
lie
did I
about?
lie about?
Yes.
W hag.
You're stalling. You lied
I'm
about
not lying.
something.
I must have not been paying attention because I still don't know what he lied about, but I'm sure he did. Yes, Queen.
Okay, we can go to the
why
end
are
of the
you-
VOD if you'd like.
I'm just confused because, like, you clearly
Listen,
lied
Queen
about
has
something.
sent you in
Talking over an Asian Jewish woman. This is absurd.
here to shitstir very fucking obviously.
No.
Because Queen
No,
wants the
no.
VOD out.
No,
That's
no.
what's fucking happened.
No.
Mhm.
I just saw him in.
Oh, a woman can't go. A woman can't be determined and have her own opinions and her own directive. It has to be. If a woman is opinionated, it has to be at a man's directive. Wow, it's blatant misogyny in addition to the gaslighting.
If you want me to accept, okay? I was not grimacing for the entire call. I can say that with certainty.
Okay, so the reason why you don't want to show it is because it would make it clear your reactions. You don't want your reactions out there.
That's not what I said, no.
That's not what you said, but that's like, is that the underlying thing? Because really, are you going to be that manipulated by some fucking, like, that woman? I don't know.
That woman? Are we talking about Bobka? Are we talking about Bobka here? Because the answer is yes.
This is the worst attempt. This is the worst attempt at trying to fucking give me a little bit of pull factor. Give me a little bit of
Release the VOD. Do not cross the picket line. Sub 40 dickers will stay sub 40 dickers until we get our 8 minutes.
factor.
I'm not trying to get you to release it. I actually don't really care about it. You know how
I won't be manipulated by a woman. You're right.
White woman, excuse me. I said white woman. Okay, white
You're
woman
both
tears.
People of color, I
Okay,
believe.
well, half the tears. Take half my tears. So I'm just saying, I value honesty, and that's why I don't have certain friends anymore. So basically what I'm saying, it's okay if you don't want to show it, that's fine, but I just want to be clear the reason why you don't want to show it.
Yeah, I don't believe that somebody being like merely upset is why Dickers cut this from his VOD. I believe there was something underlying there. If Bobka didn't do it, it was out of self-preservation because Dickers felt like he didn't look all that good. Oh, this is what Aiko is referencing? Got it.
Because of your reactions, probably. Is not like, you don't think it's a good look? Is that what that is?
I don't speak when she's on call with Babka.
Our demands are simple. We want the 8 minutes released. We want you to turn DVR back on. And if any edits, because there are reasons that arise where you would need to make an edit to your channel. If any edits are to arise, we want a full archive of the original, unless it is something like OPSEC. We want a full archive of the original published in your Discord server and in a format that is downloadable by everyone 24 hours in advance before the edit is made. These are our demands, and we will not compromise. And we want an apology to our Queen Aiko.
Are you seriously are you acting like you don't have facial reactions?
I mean, obviously I do. I don't know what you're fucking saying.
That's what this is about.
It was awkward.
I just want
it
you
was
to
awkward.
admit it. I just want you to admit.
And just to be clear, since this was done through the YouTube editor, he genuinely might not have it. And if that is true, then we demand in its place, we demand a 10-minute silent stream of Dickers in a dress with lipstick on crying like a little bitch.
That's why
I said,
you don't want
I've
it
already
up.
said.
Okay, maybe not that part.
For the start of that, I did not think that she was genuine. I was trying to suss out whether she was being...
We demand that Dickers, if the 8 minutes is not provided, we demand that Dickers walks up the main street in Soho with a dress on and lipstick, yelling "Yoo-hoo" at any big, burly motorist that passes by and has to take the first one that pulls over up on their offer.
A drama beta or a
I think
sympathy
probably,
beta,
yeah.
or not.
She seems like a fucking weird loser who's manipulating in that video.
Yeah.
Lying, manipulating,
In
like
that
very
video,
clearly.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though is that if you did not have, certain facial expressions,
We also demand if the 8 minutes isn't produced, that Dickers gives $200 to me personally.
and doubts, whatever. If you had no
I stole it from Medicare because when the Medicare Matt Jarbo shit happened, that's the only time I've ever seen Medicare. It was like, or it was either Medicare or Tonka. It's the demand by somebody was if they were wrong to have them go walk up and down like the main street dressed like a 2-bit whore and like prostitute themselves.
reaction at all. If you didn't have a cam on, you'd have uploaded it as is, right?
No.
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 Okay, so why did you cut it exactly?
I'll send you the send
dodging the question?
you the DMs behind the scenes.
I saw these DMs. He showed them to me as well, and I can't. Hell, if you're gonna cut it, you should at least leak these DMs, right? These DMs, if you're gonna publicly give your excuse, these DMs should at least be open to public scrutiny. I don't have the DMs. I remember some of what they were. I did make a promise, and I do abide by these promises. If I agree in advance to keep something in confidence, unless it is like especially egregious, not to leak it. But I've seen these DMs, and I will tell you that these DMs do not justify or explain why it was cut. These DMs are like all part of the course, like when you interview any person that's emotional. Rose Malay did this to me. Jalen did this to me.
There we are. That's the thing that I said.
I think I ultimately ended up cutting the Jalen, cutting out the Jalen like punching part that where like Jalen was like admitting to self-harm. I ultimately did cut that out. But long after everyone else could react to it, watch it, re-upload it, commentary aids made a segment out of it, etc., etc. That was purely done for TOS reasons, which makes sense, which is why if you're going to do an edit, give us 24 hours notice. Make sure an original archive's available.
There was a question. There was a request for it to be privated. I said no. After reading the messages, I decided I probably should.
The request was to get rid of the whole call, not the 8 minutes that they did choose to cut. That was not the request. So the question is, if we were doing this to abide by this person's request, why is the whole thing not cut? They didn't ask for a specific segment to be cut, they asked for the whole call. So why would that part not be fucking...
I don't see any DMs from you, but
No, I'm just sending them now.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
Wait, is that from the start?
Are you in a group with Himpleton and this person?
Yep, they are in a group.
Himpleton got added to the call.
Oh,
that's how it got done.
So you're in a group. So the answer to that is a yes. Yes. Stop trying to obfuscate Aiko. Obfuscate the conversation with Aiko.
Okay, so so Queeman just sent me this.
Don't read them out.
No, I'm not reading that. Queeman just sent me this.
Okay.
Sweeping? The sweeping continues? The sweeping continues?
DM to Babka. He said, did the rape victim ask it to be cut? Oh, wait, no, that's not Babka. I'm sorry, that's Himpleton.
That's Himpleton.
Sorry. I don't know why I thought it was Babka. Yeah, but that wasn't why Dickers and I decided to. So why?
No,
I say why.
It wasn't because she asked. It was because of her behavior. That was why. I mean, I don't know what...
What does that even fucking mean? Dude, this is worse than the Prince Andrew. It's funny she says that because I'm actually not able to sweat. It's not because she asked me to take it down. It's because how she acted. Well, how she acted was being emotional and emotionally asking you to take it down. So is the contention that led you to take it, like, specify, is the contention her being emotional? Because then if that's true, we can easily pull up counterexamples where you don't do the same thing. He's not going to be specific as to why he took it down.
The liars. Queeman says, did she ask for it to be cut? And Himpleton says, yes.
The whole thing.
That wasn't the primary
not
reason.
The 8 minutes,
it wasn't the primary
whole
reason.
thing.
I feel like Queeman should come clarify.
Oh,
I don't think I want
interesting. Interesting. Good point, Aiko.
Talk about this anymore because this is just an attempt
See the little guilty smirk as he knows he's running?
to get the full VOD released.
No,
But
that's
I think I'm just done with the conversation now.
fair.
I appreciate you.
You're totally. I apologize. Not trying to derail. I just got. When I hear something, someone's like, "Oh, that's not true. What they said wasn't true." Then I need to investigate. I like burrow in like a little mole.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, all right. Well, thanks for chatting, and I would seriously consider having it up.
It's this old behavior again, man. What is happening? Dickers is like on a win streak. You know, I thought he got the W with the Parlo IA shit. Dickers is up, and then it just falls. It collapses. I feel like this happened before. I feel like we were in a similar situation. We're actually in a similar situation where embarrassing stuff was getting cut from his VODs. This was when Shelby wanted this guy in a ditch. Embarrassing stuff was getting cut from his VODs. And then fucking Bobka, or no, he tried to put it all on Bobka, but it like seemed like a cop-out. And now this time, he's very like adamant on not putting it on Bobka. What does she have on him? Willie ran, and we heard about this for weeks, but we were supposed to no, we're not letting this slide. We are absolutely not letting this slide. We have zero tolerance for running. Zero tolerance, okay? A part of our demands is for Dickers to get into a call with Queeman. Hosted by me, of course. We will not let this slide. You know, just when he's up, he has to knock himself down. What's going on here, man? Why are we doing this? Dickers got mad at me. Bobka Ono, dude. Bobka Ono. Bobka's everything they accuse Anissa of being. Dude, Bobka Ono. Yeah, but with that being said, we have a new segment to cover. For those of you that don't know, Lioconvoy, online, it's been a long time theory of mine that the reason you don't see so many cults now these days, and there still are some cults, you have Scientology, NXIVM, Love is One, right? But I think a lot of people who formerly got their kicks being cult leaders were able to find and satiate the same urges by developing a presence online. And one of these individuals is Thomas Guerra, aka Lioconvoy. Lioconvoy, to put things bluntly, plainly, is a fucking idiot, but he's also evil, and I hate him. And the reason he's evil, well, there are several reasons, but so this fat, pathetic, sad man can feel a sense of power in his very lonely life, as he's probably in a marriage with no love, forced to sleep on the couch, he's overweight, nobody in person would ever take him seriously. How he gets his kicks is he creates this big space, what was originally called the Senate, where he was morally arbiting the problems of the ACC. He has this big space called the Senate, where he's followed and worshipped by a bunch of online losers. And he feels powerful by, in these gang-up calls consisting of like 100 people, picking on one loser. And in one of these instances that lasted for 4 hours long, under the threat that if the participant left, they would contact her family, a woman who was so cognitively and intellectually disabled, which you could obviously tell by the second sentence she uttered, was threatened and stayed in a call for 4 hours as a result of that threatening. A woman who is not accountable, but for even her own affairs, by virtue of the state, she's a ward of her parents. Okay, her cognitive functioning is so diminished that it is probably comparable to that of a child. Lioconvoy gets her in a call and does one of these long gang-up confrontations where they sit there, they berate her, they call her every horrible thing in the book for 4 hours because she didn't ban somebody that was accused of grooming in a server that it turns out she had no moderation powers in. And everyone thinks the issue is he berated her because she didn't actually have the power to ban this person. Even if she did, this is like somebody who is mentally disabled to the extent where she is a ward of her parents as an adult. She shouldn't be the mod of a Discord server, and she shouldn't be the one that's in charge of seeing past what a groomer is doing and banning them. Groomers are groomers because they're good at manipulating, or not even good at manipulating, they're good at manipulating vulnerable, influential people, i.e. children, and an adult that is cognitively impacted to the point where they're where their cognitive capacity is comparable to that of a child would easily be susceptible to the manipulation of a groomer. This call was completely unacceptable, and it's continued. Lio falsely reported somebody as a threat to their school, a kid that he was arguing with, because the kid said that if Lio showed up to his house, he could defend himself, he had guns or whatever, in regards to, or if you show up to my house, I will utilize defense, not offense, with said weapons. Lio, knowing this, knowing the context it was used in, reported this kid as some sort of threat, and despite an apparent apology from Lio, even though he, in comment sections, does continuous defenses on this, apparently he still does these gang-up calls in news servers, or his children do it for him. He literally has a group of people that he's adopted online that call him their dad, and they are his children. It's a fucking cult. It's literally a fucking cult, and it's a cult. Like, people argue over other people's loyalty to Lio. It's disgusting, but what's most disgusting is this guy only feels comfortable berating people in VCs where the other person has an IQ of 50 compared to his measly 70 IQ, where he has 100 people backing him. He's ducked a debate with me. He's refused to debate with me. I don't think he knows why what he did was wrong. I don't think he regrets it. I think this guy is a menace and a danger to the internet and a danger to kids. In one instance, he was victim blaming a 17-year-old grooming victim and actually got her groomer in the fucking call to debate her lie, which is such an unhinged fucking premise. Thomas Guerra is a danger to kids. But apparently, a situation has arisen in his sphere where members of his server apparently took it upon themselves to go and do, I guess they were planning their own confrontation call in the Lioconvoy style. I don't know if Lio was supposed to be involved in this or not, but he was aware of it for a period of time. But the person this was going to be against is somebody who is, in our community, Goat Kata, who I spoke to about this a little bit behind the scenes. Now, there's a lot of lore here. I'm trying to sift through it. But in essence, what I've been told is some 15-year-old who had a server by the name of, hold on, I have it saved here somewhere. This is the drama. By the way, it's gonna sound degenerate and unhinged because that's every drama from the ACC. It's like a fucking shithole. But the drama is, apparently this person found like a UTTP video with like some distorted, it was like some distorted video. And then they sent this person who was 15, they sent this distorted video in their server. Apparently under the video, there was a link attached that revealed that this distorted video was actually a distorted version of Daisy's Destruction, which is the, was produced by known pedophile and child murderer Peter Scully. It's considered one of the most horrific videos online. Now, the argument is, I guess this person sent CSAM. The problem with that is the video itself, when they had sent it, was so distorted they couldn't make out what was in it. Now, there's a rumor that even despite knowing what it was, they sent it a second time, but that's not a point because we have no evidence that that's occurred. Now, when you see a situation like this, obviously there's going to be more nuance than this 15-year-old is a distributor of CSAM. We're dealing with life-ruining accusations involving a literal child. You should want as much nuance and credibility afforded as possible. And apparently Goat Kato did this, and it was viewed by some in Lio's sphere as so negatively that they took it upon themselves to go and prepare some sort of confrontation call with Goat Cato. Now, I was given this video that apparently shows this Discord stage where they are all watching and criticizing Goat Cato's video. Let's check this out.
Because this person...
There was an uncensored link in the description. Yes, yeah, I said that. People's lives hang in the balance here, folks. So this is the Cat's Lair, which is, I guess, the reformation of Lio's cult after they berated that, like, disabled woman. And apparently Goat Cato was meant to be in this call, but Goat Cato did the right thing and didn't participate and cut these people off. I doubt any of you would ever find yourself in this situation. Do not play this guy's game. Do not get in his calls with 100 people where he can gang up and berate you. All you have to say to Lio is, yeah, I'll talk to you about this, hosted on Aiden's stream. He will run. He won't talk. Because this guy fucking fears me, and he should. Okay, so I guess we just have people joining at this point.
Well, we're going to talk about materials that describe CSEM. We're going to talk about child abuse. We're going to talk about the defense thereof and all that not so fun stuff, right? And if you're not
I'm assuming that's Lio right there, right?
comfortable with that, you need to leave because I'm going to have to discuss some of this in detail. Let's also quickly go over why exactly this is a gallery call and not one of public.
Yes. By the way, shout out to Malcolm. Malcolm has done the heavy lifting with all the. I don't go into the details of it that much. I don't really do my due diligence that much with like going into the super. There's just so much lore to this, and every name that comes up in a story has 800 pages of lore of their own. What is Malcolm's channel at? Can Ahmad get that and post it in the? Can Ahmad get that and post it in the? I don't remember what Malcolm's. Isn't it like God damn it Malcolm or something? I don't fucking remember. Post it in the. He's done the heavy lifting with the Lio shit.
Stream or just an announcement. The person we're going to talk about today.
But I've set the stage for you. This is a fucking cult of like weirdo autists that like worship and center around Thomas Guerra, who needs validation from these people online. Is this an 18+ server, by the way? I feel like I need to ask that.
Is a content creator, and I do not feel comfortable giving this person clout or an opportunity to weaponize this or make money from this or anything of the sorts. So that's why we're doing it here. We're doing it in this format so you people have an opportunity to actually ask questions about this and engage with me because we're going to watch the material that cost all this to begin with. Do not seek this person out. Do not go harass this person. Do not go harass anyone associated with this person. If you want to come to your own conclusions based on the associations of people that will remain around this person, that's cool. But don't harass anybody, please. Don't go.
So the whole council has been convened. We're thinking something big happened here, okay? We're thinking Goat Cato did something really bad.
Badger anybody who knows this.
To be honest, I haven't even seen it yet. So maybe Goat Cato did do something bad. The way it's been explained to me, I think I have an accurate understanding. But to be fair, most of the explanation I've received has been from Goat Cato herself. So it could be biased. Maybe I've been deceived. Let's see if
don't go badgering the person itself about any of this. That'd be super poggers. And please take this seriously because this is not going to be fun. This is not like this funny little tea thing that we're going to do because it's simply not. So who am I talking about, right? Who would be crazy enough to go onto their massive platform and defend the sharing of CSEM? Well, Chad.
So that's the claim. Goat Cato was defending sharing CSAM. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Okay? They've set the stage. They've made the claim. That's what we're going to be looking for now. Did Goat Cato defend this? Is this claim accurate?
It's fucking Goat Cato. For context, I was made aware that Goat Cato had multiple streams covering the Cupidite situations. Now, we are not here.
Cupidite is the 15-year-old, or the former 15-year-old that had sent this video.
Today to talk about Cupidite and everything that's going on here, but we're going to have to briefly address it. Goat decided it was super appropriate in June of this year to host 4 separate streams, 2 of which I could confirm actually happening, 2 of which are alleged, on a minor named Jumicat who was covering the Cupidite stuff.
Yes, this entire call was about Goat Cato, and I haven't looked through. Apparently, Goat Cato was. I've been told there was a crash out and someone. So I don't fucking know if that's true or not. But yeah, like obviously, if you're like somebody that is not used to this like Like, for me, like, I wouldn't crash out. That's just because I'm used to, like, confrontation, right? I seek it out. I seek out arguments. I seek out confrontation. And having 100 people, but to people that don't do this, this is obviously like a very intimidating premise, especially when it comes from people that you at one point respected, which, to be fair, I think is the worst thing that Goat Kato has done in this situation, based on what I've seen so far, is ever give, like, any fucking shred of respect to Lioconvoy.
In detail, and we were able to recover one of the streams that they did, and it is not good. So in this stream, we're going to watch it together because I want you people to understand why this is so fucked up. I'm also going to give y'all the context in a second.
The person that's talking, is this fuck, I forget the harmless, whatever the fuck, I don't know. They're like Lio's like top sweeper. I forget this person's fucking name.
Because I don't want to have a million people asking, what are we talking about? So in this stream, Goat decides to go over a video of Yumi's, in which Yumi talks about proof that Cupidite had shared the infamous CSEM video, Daisy's Destruction, to their minor fan base repeatedly.
Relevant information, the person themselves was 15.
Via a ping. Now,
I don't know why I thought hidden heroin got hidden. Sorry, no.
Normal people would look at that and say, that's kind of fucked up. Who would do that? Who would defend that? Why would you be okay with that happening? Well, Goat decides, because they're chill with Cupidite, to pull a million different excuses for why sharing that shit is okay out of their ass. They decide to basically roll with the changing story in the video we're about to watch to keep deflecting for Cupidite. And after looking into this for a while, I got so uncomfortable that I shared this with multiple people, and
so we got the form. This just made me very uncomfortable. Okay, I'm expecting to see some shit that's really gonna change my view of Goat Kato.
Decided to remove Goat from spaces that I and Lio have any control over for this reason. Again, for those people who want to see the context or just coming in, if you look at the channel called Gallery Context, everything's in there. There's the link to the stream, there's the link to the notes that Asuka made, shout out to Asuka by the way, and a few other videos. So I just saw the question. So other content creators, a few have been told, a few have been shown. I don't know yet how I'm going to address this publicly. I don't know if anybody plans to. My hope is that you people understand why this all is so fucked up.
Yeah, there's like, don't go out and harass this person, but like, okay, why are we doing a space in this to 100 people? I don't know. And I agree, that doesn't mean you necessarily want harassment, but you obviously are doing this as to result in some action. Not harassment, but like, they clearly want people to go talk about this, make videos on it and shit, as a result of the big revelations that are about to come.
It's not fun. Again, I've downloaded the stream. We're going to go over it together. You guys will be able to experience this in real time with me. I'm going to pause on multiple occasions and explain why what's being said is as fucked up as it is. But there's a few things to keep in mind. One, Yumi is a child. So Yumi is one of the children covering Cupidite, meaning Goat, as an adult, made 4 separate streams on a child, despite bitching about Ponder making a video on them while they were a child.
Goat made 4 you were literally accused, you were the people driving this like CSAM distribution allegation against a child. So we've set the precedent that if there is, you believe this is valid criticism, let's accept it's valid criticism. Well, you've set the precedent that if there is valid criticism against a child, it is therefore okay to go after them as a result of that. Which is like, okay, that's fine. But then you can't like do this like morally posturing like, oh, Goat Kato is covering some child's videos online. You've set the precedent that you're okay with that when it contextually benefits you. I mean, Lio has literally sat in calls with kids, what's his name? Fucking Jax, when he was like 16, arguing with this kid, talking about showing up to his house, and then he got so salty that this kid didn't play his game and trolled the fuck out of him, that he actually went and like reported this kid as some sort of fucking threat to his school.
There'll be no graphic material shown in the stream that we're watching, so you don't have to worry about that, but we will address what's being shown.
Lio got a grooming victim, an alleged grooming victim, somebody believed to be a grooming victim, on call with her fucking groomer, live. You can't make videos talking about public statements by children. Do you know who's in the fucking call?
Well, Goat's mic quality is ass, so expect a lot of peaking and loud noises and all that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna try and pull this up. I hope this works because I'm super professional, guys. Let me know if you can see this. If you can, that's poggers. Again, this is not so much about the Cupidite situation as it is about how Goat treats it. So, I'm just going to start playing this. You guys will just listen. We're going to have it on a little bit faster because I want to get through this shit. I had to watch this a little bit too often to be comfortable with it. So also let me know if you can hear it when I press play. So just going to mute myself and you can have this for a little while.
This is damning. I gotta be honest. So far, this is pretty fucking damning. I'm gonna play Hoi 4 while we do this.
What the fuck? Why am I getting out on my own thing? Dude, not cool. Oh my god, dude.
I
Okay,
can't
hi.
sit still.
So I got like this cool thing, right? Fucking. 1 second. What the hell is it? I got like this. Oh my god, dude, I can't fucking curse, dude. Oh my god, whatever. I can't show you it because I'm fucking stupid. Whatever. I got this port so that I can actually draw, stream, do whatever the fuck I want to while having a microphone plugged in. Because like I said on Twitter and like I said before, my laptop only has like 2 USB ports. Let me see, I needed at least 3, so I had to go and buy something. So yeah, here we are. Hi. I'm not sure what we're gonna be doing today, but I have a lot of time to waste. I have until 5 o'clock, and it's currently like 11:18 a.m. So don't know what to do. I'm listening to you while drawing. Now. Hi. I do that with other YouTubers, so I did that.
Play Minecraft. I'm not into Minecraft. Minecraft's like a game you do for like, you have like a 2-week run, you get bored, then you get back into it. I'm on a Minecraft break right now.
Not really sure what to do. Yeah, lovely. So where is this little overlay? Okay, there we go. So I've decided to make like a little thingy here. Why do I look like that? Hello? Jesus Christ. I don't know what to do. Anyways, let me turn my fucking headphones on and let's scroll. Actually, I do know what we're gonna go over, okay? I wasn't gonna make a specific video or like a specific stream or anything like that. You can hear? Can't or can?
Okay, we don't need to watch this part.
But no, you know what? I don't know. I'm chill with Cupid, so I don't know. Maybe I need chat to keep this in mind. Keep in mind that Goat says they're chill with Cupidite because this will become a thing later.
Okay, so according to Goat, they've previously been on bad terms with this Cupidite person, and they are clarifying that they are cool with them or chill with them before getting into the consequence drama. I do this all the fucking time with people I'm covering. Sometimes it's literally just like a mindless thing before you go and criticize somebody or talk about somebody to clarify that you are, you know, on good terms with them or know them or have prior relations. The thing is too, right? From their perspective, it actually would kind of make sense that they would criticize a claim like this if they were under the belief that we have somebody that knowingly and maliciously and intentionally distributed CSAM. But I don't know. I'm not sure that based on the facts I've read about the situation, I don't know if they have even any basis to be misled on that one.
So just keep that in mind. Think about that as we keep going. Just keep that in your little brain. I will take a look into it real quick because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happens. It's also bad, bro. Ignore that. So. Okay, what is it called? It's hard for me to like actually type because I have so much shit in the way. I have like a bunch of books and shit like that to set my microphone up. Then I have my drawing tablet. Then I have lights. Then I have my chat set up on my fucking phone. New drama about Cupidite. Okay, I've already got that one thing, right? Fucking aces, what fucking loser, dude. Just kidding. Cupidite rants. Okay, Cupidite, what the hell by Yummy Cactus. Pretty much them being impulsive and sharing things and realizing what they did and reporting the stuff and deleting what they shared.
Yeah, so that seems like, based on the description of the situation, unless they're going to, there are 2 things you, when you're talking about something, there are 2 different planes of conversation. You're talking about the descriptive details, like the facts of what actually happened, such and such did X, such and such did Y, and then the prescriptive, subjective stuff, what that means. Like when you're ascribing malice or et cetera, et cetera. And descriptively, it seems like that would just be true, right? This person saw something where it wasn't evidently clear at the moment what exactly it was. They're 15, they're dumb, they're impulsive. They send it, and then they realize it's actually a distorted version of something that's like fucking evil. Which just seems to be, based on the descriptive facts I've garnered from my discussions with people, that would just be a correct prescription. That would be okay to make.
Again, keep this in mind. Keep in mind how we're immediately excusing the sharing of CSEM. Reminder, it was a literal link, and while the video was blurred, it led to the real thing, to a point that a minor friend of Cupidite was...
Okay, also my other question is, the distorted video, when they said that it was a literal link, was the distorted video uploaded somewhere, and then the link to the real video was like in the description or something? And also, if they're saying the link was to the real they acknowledge that what was sent was not actually the real video.
Able to view the uncensored thing. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind that this is what we're excusing this with impulsiveness. People.
Well, yeah, if the byproduct is bad, but the byproduct wasn't intentional and based off of a spur of the moment irresponsible decision, then yes, impulsiveness would be the correct thing to ascribe. The video is in the description. Okay, but the distorted version, was this an uploaded to a YouTube video?
In mind that this is going to happen repeatedly. It was not just shared once. Just putting that out there. Oh, okay, so that's basically what happened.
Okay, people keep saying that this person shared it multiple times, or a second time after realizing what it was, but there's apparently no proof of this.
So we'll go over the 11-minute video first. I've already watched like most of it, but I do need to focus, like I need to figure out what the hell's going on. So we're gonna start over, okay?
What was the format? The distorted okay, the distorted video was okay. So this person sees a video on YouTube. Especially if you're 15, a video's on YouTube, you're not gonna think that it is CSAM, right? It was in like a comment section or linked in a comment section. They sent it in their server. I don't know what the caption it was accompanied with, like what is this or something. I don't know what caption they accompanied with, but they see this, they don't know what it is, they send it in their server. I can't remember the last time that I actually looked in a YouTube description, nevertheless clicked on it to act. And by the way, like the only reason you would be bringing up, if we're ascribing intent here and impulse versus malice, then it merely being in the description is not what you're going to be judging. You're going to be judging what they knew when sending it to determine if it's impulsive. And it is absolutely plausible that they did not look in the description and click on this link prior to sending it. That is completely plausible, and matter of fact, likely. I'd bet most people don't go and read YouTube descriptions, especially if they're just like sending this video in the spur of the moment, right? And this nuance is crucial when we're dealing with an allegation as pressing as the distribution of CSAM that involves a 15-year-old.
First things first, don't harass anybody, okay? Not fucking cool, bro. Oh my god, I don't know why I have to say that. I never encourage harassment. I encourage criticism, but criticism and harassment aren't the same fucking things, Harassment is way fucking different. But I think somebody got confused when I said that last time. They're like, I'm clicking that. Go counter supports harassment. Like, no, babes. Not really. Like, no, I don't. My fellow American.
You sent the doc. Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay. Y'all, before we get into this, we need to do an audio test, okay? Like, an audio testing thing. Hold on. Let me check out. Okay. So, I'm gonna play the video, and I'm gonna try to speak over it, and y'all need to tell me if I should turn it up or down, okay? Capiche? Let's fucking try. Hello? Up or down? Up or down, chat?
So we're just gonna keep doing that because I kind of like that. Anyways, let me introduce this.
Daisy's Cupidity, I assume, right? Okay, this was their initial response to that. Hold on. Yeah, I think let's take a look at this. So what we've got is somebody comments like a link to a video or some shit, some UTTP member. This Cupidity Daisy person goes and okay, I don't know if I was supposed to share. Okay, good. I didn't share any links. This Cupidity Daisy person goes and clicks on this and then doesn't know what it is because it's distorted and sends it to this their server. This person's 15, by the way. In the description of this is supposedly a link to real CSAM content. Take this distorted, heavily filtered image. What if I told you this was simply an image of a dog? Obviously, the visuals aren't exactly on par, but it does give insight into how distorted the video was. Nobody, not even the people in the server, would have been able to make out the contents of this except me. And even then, this still took over a minute for me to decipher. Now, at this time, still unaware of the contents, I sent this YouTube video link into my small server. The server was strictly for my close friends, and due to me, no sugar, being incredibly chronic online, I felt the need to send this and ping everyone. I started something along the lines of me being curious on what I was looking at. Yeah, so what I assumed. It was also more a satirical tone, given the profile picture and name. It was not a specific instance, though. My point is that I would share all my activities and findings with them. I mean, hell, they were the only friends at the time. This wasn't anything inherently malicious. It also kind of makes more sense to send something like that to a private server. I mean, hell, it's not every day. Okay, I think that's a dumb response. In regards to it being a private server or not, that's a stupid fucking distinction. Upon reviewing the video again, I noticed something off that I hadn't noticed before. I took a screenshot of a frame and traced what I perceived to be a child's silhouette. The action is still indiscernible. To provide context, I'm a victim of being shown clips from this very video I'm being accused of distributing. In 2023, I was being subjected to mass grooming and abuse by an online fascism cult. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, so this person sees this distorted video, doesn't know what it is, sends it to their server of close friends trying to decipher what it is, and at one point traces the silhouette because they believe it looks like a child. Okay. Turns out the video actually in the description contains the uncensored real CSAM content. Yeah, it is completely plausible that they didn't see the link in the description or didn't click the link in the description prior to sending this and not knowing what it was. So if this is true, and we'd have reason to believe this is true because it just lines up with human behavior, then no, there was no knowing and intentional distribution of CSAM. Therefore, we should not be ruining a 15-year-old's life over this. Therefore, like sending this random link in the server and then later realizing that it was a dumb decision would be correct to describe that as something that was impulsive.
The subject of this video, Cupidites/Domo/Daisy. A lot of people call a lot of different things, but I'm just gonna be calling him Domo for the rest of the video because that's what his turns it up to halfway. I think. Yeah, it's at half.
Oh yeah, this is also something you guys need to keep in mind. You'll see screenshots of somebody named Domo that is Cupidite. Cupidite will literally have voice notes explaining stuff and all that. So there's 3 names: Cupidite, Daisy, Domo. Keep those in mind.
By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, as always, we're halfway to Streamly goal. If we hit it, that'd be awesome. You could tip through Streamlabs super chat down below. You can also like up and sub up.
To use your brain cell. Oh, there will also be a Cupidite saying the N-word. Just, I don't know if people are uncomfortable with that, but just know that. Just FYI, I guess.
Wait, it's actually just a little bit lesser. Is this good? Discord explaining what it's fine. The live stream call gave me a headache. They were all talking over each other. I just wish they had better moderator. You know, I didn't join like actual call itself. I was just in the fucking chat of the stream, and I was saying like, guys, this is not productive. I mean, I didn't expect much from a bunch of kids, which is why I don't want kids in commentary spaces to begin with. But you know, Jesus Christ. Also, live stream. It's on
I have an important question. Is the Cat Slayer 18 plus?
Channel.
Read Dono. Sorry, I missed it. Holy fuck. Aiden asleep at the wheel. Aiden, you should play Tokyo. Thank you for the 5, Patrick. Aiden, you should play Tokyo Extreme Racer. I want to see you crash into walls and rails, along with you losing to semi-trucks and taxis in a street race. I will consider it.
Space. Thank you. Are you? Good.
GoatCat did not send me the fucking video.
Clips for later. Let's get into it.
No.
I'm gonna try to be respectful about this, but you know, from what I've already seen, it is a pretty dumb situation. But I need to know the full context of what the fuck happened, you know? Because like,
Miranda keeps repeatedly already assuming this is a nothing burger and then says this. This is really stupid.
Join streamly. So we're gonna watch this. Shut up, and I'm gonna fucking like beat you, dude. Fuck you.
I just did read the dono. If by this you're talking about the distorted CSAM, no, GoatCat did not send that. I did read donos.
You, homo. I've seen you in Ace Kiss, bro. Keep an eyes that you guys are like fucking dreadlock and jar, bro. I know the truth. I can smell it queer. Be more. Following video will contain mentions and discussions about CSAM, COCSA, and a few other things, but like, I'm not getting into situations because I don't like spoilers. Anyway, click off if you. Okay, so this person is 17 right off the bat. I'm gonna say you shouldn't be fucking involved in any of this worse. No.
This is the only good point this person makes.
Or should Cupid, whatever the fuck. I give up. Cupid. Whoa, Daisy. We'll call it Daisy, okay? Daisy. These kids don't need to be in fucking commentary, dude. Like, every time shit like this happens, it just explodes to something that shouldn't be, and instead of talking to each other, they just go, I need to make a YouTube video about this. Like, no, you really don't. Or maybe we'll find out if a YouTube video was needed on this. I don't know yet. You hate that stuff? I found out about the situation because I made a community post about some harassment my partner received because of things I do on this. QB! What's up? Hi chat. Hi chat. Hello, hello, QB. Fuck me, bro. Oh my god. Hi Daisy. I don't like that. We're going over whatever the fuck this is, but it's not like the main subject of the stream. I just want to get it out of the way, bro. Ask me for things I do, not other people. Thanks. Made the horrible mistake of using a screenshot of Cupidite's comment, and his fans did not like it. However, I did get one comment. I can't do it like the background noise. It's like la 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 la. I mean, fuck with it, but like Jesus Christ, dude. It's like brain rot.
So they're also like the first criticism I've seen of GoatCat here is that they made a video on a minor. This minor is publicly making content covering a drama, therefore their takes and opinions are open to public scrutiny, and this entire drama centers around the condemnation of a minor that GoatCat is providing nuance in the defense of in this context. So that's just like a complete non-point, totally nitpicky, completely hypocritical, off to a great start.
I feel like I'm watching like 2020 Donald Trump if he was a fucking lefty and wasn't a rich like fucking Republican or whatever. I don't know what I'm looking at here. This is an insult. I think it's kind of funny. I like what I'm looking at. It's just also funny. I don't know what I'm saying. Being like, yeah, actually, Cupidite posted CSAM in their server, and I was like, what? Screenshots now? And I got. How about you talk to Cupidite?
Why the fuck would I need to talk to Cupidite about CSAM being shared? Literally.
Wait, because you would want to get their side? Because you would want to get their side? We were talking about life-ruining allegations involving a 15-year-old. If the 15-year-old is claiming that it was unintentional, and then are they an adult at this point? How long ago is it? Is Cupidite still a kid? Actually, yeah. You wouldn't want to talk to them because they're a minor. That would actually be the correct response. I don't want to talk to them because they're a minor. The response here, though, is I don't want to talk to them because of the nature of this severe accusation. No, if anything, because the stakes are so high, you actually would want to talk to them and get their side. If that is the dumbest reason to choose not to talk to them over this.
Nothing Cupidite could make this okay.
Jaws from Will, but you won't consider Nike? I wear Adidas only, bro.
This is a really dumb point. Why are you telling a minor to talk to a...
Why does community consist of... Yes, the ACC, I guess just like the acceptance of minors is like a given around here. Did anyone answer my question? Is the Cat Slayer 18 plus?
Another minor that shared CSEM. Why are you fucking stupid? I don't know. No, it doesn't know. But this is here anyway.
They were getting in contact with quite a few people. It was very important. I also got in contact with Domo himself, and he confirmed... The reason why, by the way, I'm saying why didn't...
Also, fun fact, Domo is Cupidite again, which means you did the exact thing.
This community is so full of GoatCat. I don't know if she likes to bring this up. GoatCat dated somebody that has the title, I think, of like... For a long time, Kiwi Farms had a policy not to do threads on people under the age of 18. this person called Jack or Birdie, who got dated at one point, completely fucking had them totally rethink that rule. This was somebody who had like content being scrutinized when they were how old? Like, what's the clip of them crying with their parents on stream? Like, were they fucking like 12 in that clip?
That Goat wanted her to do, and Goat is still being too stupid to recognize that. But, you know, just putting that out there.
You like get in contact with them before this call out or whatever the hell was made. Who knows, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but like, you're not telling me in this video based on the, what, like 7 minutes that I've watched so far?
You were literally just told.
I don't know. If you're trying to figure out why someone did something and you're reporting their bad behavior, I feel like it'd be best to like interview them first and be like, hey, so I heard you did this, why the hell did you post that, and what happened, you know? Because
true! Fucking true! Yes! Well, typically, once again, I would say this is something that involves, like, if you're gonna if you're gonna publicly talk about this at all, then yes, you absolutely should be getting their side. I would advise not talking to them because they're fucking 15 and this is an appropriate conversation. But apparently these people think because the nature of the allegations is so bad, this person shouldn't be spoken to get their side, which is just like insanely reckless when we're dealing with life-ruining allegations involving a 15-year-old. Insanely fucking stupid. Yeah.
Sure, you got collective testimony, their stories out and stuff like that, but
again, keep this in mind. Quite literally, Goat just said, you have collective testimony that adds up and gives me proof that this happened. Therefore, it is likely that it happened. Therefore, there is no need to talk to this person. And again, why are we arguing about the intent and context of somebody sharing CSEM? I think the fact that they did it to begin with.
What? That's so fucking dumb. When we're talking about a 15-year-old? Yes. Yeah, wait. Are we kidding? Are we kidding? The context always matters. The intent always matters. If we're assessing whether someone is malicious or evil or not, the end result is equally as bad. We agree with this. It should always be reported to the police. It's always equally as bad. It's always equally as horrific. But like, if somebody, I don't know, if somebody agrees, I don't know, some 17-year-old agrees to like a porn shoot with some guy, and this person like shows ID and everything, it's a fake ID, etc., and they do like an amateur porn video that gets posted, right? Obviously the detail of them lying and showing proof that they were 20 is going to be relevant when we're talking about the distribution of CSAM in that context, right? Even though the end result is equally as bad, the level of, you know, how negatively that's going to reflect on the distributors, because when you talk about CSAM distribution, you're talking about a range of things, ranging from fucking, I don't know, Destiny or this situation to Peter Scully, right? So yes, the intent is gonna of course matter, and it's gonna matter even more so when there's such a life-ruining pressing allegation that is at the detriment of a 15-year-old.
This is enough reason to make a call out regardless of if I speak to them. This mentality is going to persist throughout this entire stream, and it's driving me mad.
As we learned from the live stream, there's a lot of other things that were going on behind the scenes, or at least that's what I caught. That's what I got the impression of. But let's continue.
Basically everything. Sadly, most of the screenshots that the witnesses gave me is just...
Like, to say that we shouldn't look at intent here would be to say we don't care if because when we think of somebody that is distributing CP, we think of somebody that is irredeemable, that should be locked away, even worse, into the, you know, the bottom of society. You would be okay with making that assertion about a 15-year-old who didn't have the intent to distribute. You would just be okay with doing that, which is fucking evil, and that mindset would just lead to kids being harmed.
Discussion about what happened, no screenshots of the situation itself, but I do think that it is reasonable to believe most, if not all of the stuff the witness...
Like, do you think some kid that was like 15 that got nudes from his 15-year-old girlfriend, do you think we should treat that possession of CP, it should just be universal treatment? No, obviously the context there is going to differentiate that 15-year-old from fucking Peter Scully.
To say, because Domo literally confirms most of the stuff himself, just with like a slightly different twist on things. The witness asked to remain anonymous. Anyways, subscribe, vote against 2024.
Oh my god, okay. I have the same issue with Harley when it comes to covering serious topics, and you like go, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. Like, I don't know if you're just trying to be funny or whatever, but like, it just doesn't land. And like, you can call me a hypocrite. I'm aware that some of my jokes don't land too, but like, oh my god. This is why I never go subscribe and hit that fucking like button when I do drama videos. I don't do that shit at all. It's just like, I don't know. It rubs off on me, it rubs off the wrong way on me, I guess. I don't know.
And undoubtedly the most important thing, Domo sending CSAM in a Discord server full of kiddos. Sounds a little bit familiar. UFO. I'm gonna explain what witnesses told me first, and then
they keep emphasizing this is a Discord server full of kids. Well, the person involved themselves is a kid. I feel like that's a very crucial detail that's just not being mentioned.
Explain what Domo told me. The stories line up about, except Domo either doesn't mention details or slightly changes them up, or it might be the other way around. It might 5 different people who are in contact with each other all collectively agreed on the same details to change. But I don't know. I'm just saying.
You also seem to share discussion and don't give credibility of the accusers or like the evidence given. Yeah, I'm noticing that. What was the other thing you said? Apparently, Yummy doesn't script and okay. Apparently, Yumi doesn't script. Yummy Cactus, right? Or is it Yumi Cactus? I don't fucking know. Apparently, Yummy doesn't script and speak or have some basic points, kind of shit you did in Sexually Drama 2.0. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting from the other person's video, which like, yeah, I get why their videos are shit, you know, they're fucking kids. It's just also the attitude that's going into it. Like, I'm not gonna say that these kids.
We're actually reaching a point where somebody is apparently, based on my understanding of this situation, This is a community that is so fucking mentally ill and stupid, where people like low IQ fat idiots that would be laughed at in any other branch of society like Thomas Guerra can gain an iota of respect. That we're actually sitting here going after somebody for looking at nuance involved in the unintentional distribution of CSEM by a 15-year-old. The fact that somebody, it's a huge allegation, it's a life-ruining allegation, it involves somebody who, at the center of it, who is so vulnerable and young, and somebody is being critiqued for looking at it in a nuanced light.
They're fucking saints. No kid is a saint. Kids can be pretty fucked up, but it's also a kid, you know? So I'm not gonna be like super fucking pissed off. It's more like, you're kind of annoying. I wish you weren't in this community because you were not mature enough to, you know, be covering the things that you're covering and the way you present information, you know, in a video. Just lands, but you do you. I personally wouldn't. They should be showing keep that child porn to your child field servers on 2 separate occasions.
Yes, Drunken Machine. So what you've just admitted is that we shouldn't treat it universally. We should actually look at it based on the details of the situation, right? Yes, I agree. Unless you're going to be psychotic enough to argue that the 15-year-old, with his like a 15-year-old girlfriend's nudes should be treated like an adult, like fucking Peter Scully, who's making videos like, or distributing videos like this, like to argue they should be treated the same. Literally, all your argument would result in is harming more children.
One being of her ex-friend who also turned out to be a pedophile, and one literally being a link to Daisy's destruction. All right, so timestamp to that, like, you know, dates. I want to know how far off these events were from each other.
Why does it matter how far off these events?
Just ruining the lives of children.
So from another, like, again, this is where it starts. This is where the excuses start, where we're going to be like, oh, you know, it matters how far away these things are from one another, because like this is totally going to help us understand why it was being shared. As if, I don't know, there wasn't the fact that the CSEM shared and the time frame doesn't fucking matter. But whatever.
Yeah, all of this matters. If we're ascertaining intent, all of this fucking matters. How stupid is this fucking person? Of course this matters.
Kind of like figure out why these situations happened, because it sounds like there's a lot of context missing. It's like, yeah,
why do we need context to CSEM being shared?
This happened, and it's like
I've just given you a perfect example why. Okay? Obviously, we're gonna reach different conclusions about the 40-year-old spreading inappropriate videos of 4-year-olds. We'd reach a different conclusion than the 15-year-old doing it with his 15-year-old girlfriend. Right? So yeah, obviously the details are going to affect the severity and the condemnation and the effect and the judgment of somebody's character and existence. So yeah, the details are going to fucking matter. Holy
left field shit ever that I don't think one would normally do casually, you know, like sending fucking child porn or a link to it on the server. Hello? And also you have to think about this differently, because this isn't a fucking
This person hates you. I don't care. This person wants kids harmed. That is the only thing their take would result in. They want kids harmed.
This is a 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah, Chad, it's less bad because it's not been shared by a pedophile. It was shared by a 16 to 17-year-old. That don't matter. It don't matter because it wasn't a pedophile. It's chill because it wasn't a pedophile.
So what?
That is just not what this person said. That's just like not that is just not what was said. The harms of the action itself are not being minimized. The intention of the perpetrator is, and justifiably so.
Yes, bad, obviously, that's a fucking crime. It's also like you can't sit there and word this like there's some malicious fucking pedo type thing. I don't know. I'm not saying
nobody's wording it like it's a pedo type thing. We're quite literally calling out a person for sending CSEM into a server full of minors and pinging everybody repeatedly. The only person insinuating this is some pedophile shit is you.
But not you, Young, to be specific. I'm talking about the person in this screenshot. In her child-filled servers. I don't know.
Yeah, but to water it down to that without adding the unintentionally and 15-year-old part is to lead people to that very conclusion and the same consequences and judgment on this person's existence that would come with a label like pedophile.
Yeah, it's worse because it's a server full of minors and you shared a video of a toddler being raped and beaten.
Makes it sound weird to me, I guess. Jesus Christ, of course. I thought I was warming up to this motherfucker. Never mind, I hated them because they defended a Zupedo. Unfortunately, it purged and deleted one of the servers this happened in, so there's no proof. Fuck. But there's a bunch of witnesses. Fuck. Oh, unfortunately, a bunch of witnesses defend her because she was panicking / manic or whatever. LOL. Wait, so based on what you told.
What is this fucking person's name? Thomas is too much of a fat pussy to debate me himself. So, this individual, I forget this. Somebody said it before. I forget. They all these people have weird fucking names. This heroin person. Tell them to call in for the debate, man. Tell them to call. They would get fucking destroyed.
Me, Faye, if it was freaking out over, like, you know, finding the child porn stuff. Oh my god, dude, you said they reported it, right? Because I don't understand freaking out over finding something like that and then sending it, but at the same time, I was like, don't send it, don't fucking send it, dude, just report it. Don't send it, because you don't.
Yeah, guys, it's totally fine to share porn, child porn, CSEM material of a toddler being beaten.
That's not what was shared. Was a distorted video where a link in the description actually did lead to that. An impulsive, curious 15-year-old shared a distorted video where you can't even make out what's going on, trying to ascertain what was going on, and then through a link in the description, which is absolutely plausible, they didn't see And if they did see it, didn't click on it, sent this without knowing the contents of what was in the description. So they didn't even share the video. They shared a potential route to watching the video itself, a route which they very reasonably wouldn't know the existence of, because how many fucking people, unless I'm like projecting onto everyone, actually read YouTube descriptions, and how many people click on suspicious links in those YouTube descriptions?
And raped into your server if you're manic and panicking, and literally tagging everybody with it. By the way, I want you all to keep this story in mind. Keep this original story in mind. The original story is found it by accident, shared it because I was freaking out, deleted it right after. Keep this in mind because this story will change.
Right now, in the first screenshot I show, I would like to note.
She will call in, by the way. Tell her I'm interested.
That the message mentions two instances of Dono sending CSM, and I do not know if they meant two completely different instances or this one whole situation about the same thing. This one I'm talking about here kind of.
By the way, I do need to make something clear for like most of my streams. You're allowed to disagree with me. If anything, if you do disagree with me, I'd like you to try and educate me on why you think the way you think, and then I will tell you why I think the way I think, and then maybe we can meet in the middle and understand each other a little bit more. Instead of being like, you're a bad person. Like, no, please, I don't have energy for that, dude.
This is really funny because somebody will later criticize Goat in the stream, and Goat will either delete their comment, silence them in the stream chat, or just ignore them and be petty. So
just have a civil fucking talk with me about why you think somebody's bad or why this certain thing is bad in your mind instead of just going, like, fuck off, dude.
That's parts, and I'm really hoping that the first message isn't about two completely different situations. And yeah, essentially, Dono sent a link to a well-known CSA.
So basically, this was what 5 or 4 something months ago. Daisy found a blurred version of Daisy's destruction on YouTube, sent it in the server. If my memory's correct, she also pinged people to see it, and then she proceeded to trace the infant that was in the video to make her out for some reason. It was very disgusting, and then someone began arguing about it.
Okay, keep this in mind. Reminder: the video was long enough in the server for Cupidite to take the blurred version and start tracing over it.
Yeah, so this blurred, distorted version, this person found a distorted video where you can't make out what's happening. These fucking curious 15-year-olds are trying to make out what's happening and they're tracing it. It turns out a link in that description shows you what it actually is. A link that it is totally plausible. Nobody clicked because it's plausible. They didn't read the description or click the suspicious link initially. And when it was actually clicked and the contents were realized and people were traumatized, unfortunately as a result, this was reported, right?
To make out the toddler that was being violated in front of the other minors.
That wasn't actually the video that was sent, though, was it?
Keep this in mind.
Was defended because she was just upset, then the entire chat was purged. I mean, if you're upset and you're freaking out over finding something like that, I will say the drawing it out thing can be seen as a little bit odd. Like, oh my god, you guys are gonna twist this so fucking bad. But like, some people, when they're trying to figure out what the fuck they're looking at, they will trace shit to make it out.
Yeah, Goat Catter needs to keep specifying, because this person's just being misleading, and not. It's gonna be like on the surface level, it's going to be like people are hearing this thinking, oh, this person traced over the actual video. So Goat needs to keep specifying over this distorted video that they didn't know, this distorted random video that they didn't understand what it was. They were trying to trace it to figure out what it was. Because if you just listen out of context, it's going to sound like they're tracing over the actual video.
Yes. Not saying that's good to do. Obviously, you shouldn't be fucking doing that. You shouldn't be trying to make anything out. Just like click off that shit and just report it. Like, bro. But
yeah, what if the
We're not going to like talk about well, I don't know, it's some random UTTPer. Like, yeah, like, I mean, we talk about these people all the time. There's nothing we can really do about that other than report it.
Big olds. Fucking, The fact that we're excusing somebody pausing a video of CSEM, which despite being blurred, I would have to assume the sounds are still there. Pausing it long enough
Why would that assumption be present? Why would that assumption be present? Is that even true?
Tracing over it to figure out what's going on instead of immediately clicking off it and just, reporting it. What exactly is going on here about? Like, I don't even know what to, like, start saying here because that's...
Well, because they didn't realize it was that bad thing. And then, based on what I've heard, apparently they did report it when they realized it was that bad thing.
It's just fucked up. I'm sorry, the fact we're excusing this with, yeah, some people will start drawing over shit to make shit out and then they're upset. Nobody who's upset at seeing child porn will start drawing over the...
But they didn't know at that point that they'd seen it. That's the thing. They didn't know at that point they'd seen it.
Child porn to understand what's happening. Nobody. And if you think that's normal, something's fundamentally wrong with you.
I feel like these people are trying to be like, oh my god, she's trying to trace...
I don't even know if she's disagreeing. It doesn't even say... She hasn't even actively disputed that they didn't know it was CSAM. These literal fucking kids. They didn't know that it was CSAM. I don't know if she's like subtly disputing it, being like, I assume, I've just made up that there was audio on it. Assuming that, obviously I have not and never intend to and never will see that fucking video, right? But assuming you could even figure out what it was off the audio alone. But then again, also assuming that there was audio in this distorted YouTube video.
Child porn and spread it. No, context, intent, all that matters before you can make judgment. This is why...
Remember, kids, if you're sharing CSEM, context and intent matters.
I said you should probably talk to Daisy.
If we're demonizing someone over this, yes, because distribution of CSAM is fucking horrific, and we reserve, like, if you do that, right, as like if you do that intentionally and knowingly as like a pedophile, you obviously, like, you're viewed upon as the lowest denominator in society that justifiably deserves the worst. So obviously distinguishing between the knowing pedophile that distributes this for and somebody who sees a distorted video that shares it, not knowing what it is, and then there's like a link in the description of the video that you could then click and then potentially get to the actual video, meaning somebody who didn't know that they were potentially sharing a route to go and find this. Yeah, obviously you would fucking distinguish, you stupid fucking moron.
And the video called Daisy's Destruction. And the video was blurred.
This is insane. I don't know why this is like controversial.
Destruction / tries to flex having videos of weirdos goof Lord, and that should be enough to block someone. Yeah, except like they found it on YouTube and they're freaking out from what from what friends are saying and also from what the witnesses are saying. So it's not like, oh, I'm keeping it. Don't you have to look long and hard to even find Daisy's Destruction? No, I haven't seen it. But where is it?
Okay, so a little bit of TLDR that you people will need to understand why the story that Cupidite is telling here doesn't make sense. Daisy's Destruction was originally locked behind a paywall of $10,000. You'd have to pay to get access to a Dropbox file with a password to get that. Now, there is a YouTuber named Plagued Moth who ended up getting access to that video and streaming it and reacting to it for their Patreon viewers, which ultimately led to the video being...
Yeah, that's when it was the $10,000 paywall when Peter Scully himself was, I think, initially distributing this video. You're operating under the assumption that people have not managed to obtain the actual MP4 of this video, which, arguably, with the notoriety and how infamous this is, it would be hard to believe that one of the fucking pedos that paid for this didn't obtain it and share it. The 10,000, I think, went directly to Peter Scully and his website. He's in prison now for life. So that paywall there's nobody being paid, right?
Leaked. Now, that video was once, for a little while, but only in the opening, on youtube.com, but has been taken down immediately, and I could find no reports of anything before 2023 or 2024.
So what is she accusing? Is she saying that the fucking 15-year-old paid $10,000 to access it? Why is this a relevant point?
Still being on YouTube. The story of I randomly found it on YouTube makes zero fucking sense given the how inaccessible this is now, especially because
okay, so they're disputing that this distorted video was even found. So what is the allegation here? If you bring up the 10,000 paywall, it's removed from YouTube. Is the allegation, and also the video was not on YouTube. A distorted version where you can't make anything out was. That's what was sent. Are you surely the insinuation here isn't that the 15-year-old paid $10,000 to obtain the original from a guy that's in prison for life?
Person who had that shit made is now in jail, but again, the fact we're not even questioning the story is already a problem. Goat will in a second proceed to go, hey, by the way, someone in this screenshot said...
Well, did anyone ever dispute... Did any of the witnesses to this ever dispute that the distorted video was on YouTube? Because wasn't it a YouTube link that was shared? That's the original where this allegation comes from? So no, it doesn't even sound like it's a detail that's being disputed by the people that witnessed it, right?
It was easy to access, so I'm just going to choose to believe this.
Where's the fucking screenshot? Somebody was talking about how disappointing it is that it's so easy. It sucks how easy Daisy's Destruction is to be found and spread. I mean, obviously, if you're fucking normal, you're not gonna go
Well,
look.
apparently the people that realized it were two other server members that clicked the link in the YouTube video description. So are they lying as well?
For it, but from what we know, they stumbled upon it. They weren't digging for it. And this is going to be a little assumption of mine, but I feel like QP probably has like a bunch of weird shit on their feed. Not even like gross shit. I'm just talking about like I feel like
yeah. There's no alternate this person's providing. This isn't even a detail that's being questioned. It seems like even the traumatized parties accept that this is how the video was linked, right? There was a link to a distorted, unrecognizable video on YouTube, where in the description there was a link to a real video of some sort of horrific act against a child. Who is disputing that?
autism, bro, like me, like my fucking Instagram reels, like crazy fucking shit, dude. So they probably went down some sort of rabbit hole and eventually found it, but I'm not them, so I can't.
Okay.
So they didn't actually share this video, by the way. They shared a link to a YouTube video where the link to the bad video was in the description. So to say that they shared it would be to say that they shared the video would be inaccurate. They shared a video that had a link in the description that led to the video, right? The video itself, the one that was shared, the YouTube link, is something that was distorted and unrecognizable, i.e. there was no knowing distribution of CSAM. CSAM was never sent. There was just a method or a channel or a tunnel created to get to it by sending this video, a tunnel which the people involved in sending the distorted version of infinite plausible deniability in regards to, because this was in a suspicious link in the description, which it is obvious, like, most people probably wouldn't click.
This is the worst point that Goat makes in this entire fucking video, because Goat says autism will cause you to be on your Twitter timeline, go down a rabbit hole, and accidentally find child porn. I want you to think about that for a moment. Just think about what this would imply about the average Twitter timeline that Goat sees, but also—
Well, this person found the link to the distorted video clearly from like, I don't even know how they got this short from some UTTP member, but if the argument is they're like following and looking through these fringe accounts and accidentally end up seeing this like distorted thing and then being curious and wanting to investigate more, then that would make sense. Why Goat Cat would say that. I mean, it's like a generalization. That's probably not going to be true for your average rabbit hole dwelling autist, but that's such like a minor nitpicky point.
think about everything else. Like, what exactly? Like, how exactly does that happen? Do you just go on your hyperfixation about Transformers and suddenly you're discovering a video of a toddler being brutalized and raped?
No, nobody's said that.
Is that just how it goes for you guys too? Are you just on your
What did you do to this person, Goat Cato, by the way? I'm very curious.
Twitter timeline and suddenly you find child porn? Especially child porn that's technically been banned because the person who made it is now in jail, and that was previously locked behind a paywall.
Child porn is technically... No, it would be banned... Wait, you... It's still banned. It was banned before he was in jail. It was illegal to possess before he was in jail. It's banned because he got arrested. No, it's it's banned because it's fucking CP.
Only got out because a YouTuber reacted to it on his page. Does it happen to you guys? Like, asking for a friend. I'm just asking if that's like something that's, you know, normal for you people, because apparently it is really normal for Goat Cato.
The deal was blurred. I guess that's how it was allowed on.
It was left up for way more than a second. What hidden server literally clicked on the link and found the uncensored version in the description. It was up for like a minute, and Domo said she even traced over Daisy's fight.
Again, is this me? Like, Cupidite will say that this video was only there for a second, they realized what they shared, and they deleted it. It was up long enough for a child to find the non-censored version of this, and then
find that the non-censored version wasn't what was shared, and also you just fucking disputed the whole notion that it was in a YouTube video. So now you clearly agree with the recollection that a video was shared that did lead a child to the actual video. So then what is disputed? Are you disputing that it was on YouTube, that the video was shared on fucking Newgrounds and it was found in the description on Newgrounds? Like, it seems like you are in agreement about the basic details that align with the facts of how this was sent and how this was discovered, how a distorted video was sent, which you are not admitting is unrecognizable, and how that led through a suspicious link in the description. To believe this, we would believe that this 15-year-old, to believe the good faith version of events with such a damning allegation, right? You would believe this 15-year-old, through interactions or seeing this link to this video from some fucking degenerate in some shithole corner of YouTube, found a distorted, unrecognizable video, did not look at the description and did not click on the suspicious link in the description, saw a distorted video, thought it was mysterious, and sent it to their friends to figure out what the hell it was. And that's completely plausible.
also for Cupidite, tracing over the toddler's abused body to make out what's happening. That doesn't sound like a second.
I spoke out against the Dreamer call, and I called the people who engaged in encouraging Dreamer's suicide embarrassing. It's a cult, man. It's just like a fucking cult.
Okay, when someone says they took it down in like a second or some shit like that, or oh, it was only up for a second, they don't mean literally a fucking second. Figure of speech, babe.
Again, this makes no sense because, again, if I noticed I shared something I shouldn't have, I clicked the link immediately.
Yeah, if I were Goat right now, I would just keep hammering the point home that they never shared the video. They never shared the CSAM video because they didn't know that there was a link that led to that. They shared some video they saw on YouTube of some unrecognizable thing that they were trying to figure out what it was. That's very different than sharing the actual, which this fucking heroin person who's like on heroin clearly fucking thinks it is like the same thing.
Immediately, I don't start tracing over the abused child, but you know, you do you go.
But yeah, no, if it was up for just a minute.
Tracing over the distorted figure in the distorted video that you were trying to figure out, you know, the fucking, what this video is. Like, yeah, obviously if you find some like distorted fucking video and you want to figure out what the video is, you're going to be tracing over shapes that you can see within the distortion. What that indicates as well is that it was so distorted that in order to make it out, you had to trace shapes to figure out what the fuck was going on, which makes it completely plausible that the level of distortion would not lead somebody to believe that this video was CSAM.
And then they deleted it. I think that goes to show that they realized that they fucked up and they shouldn't send that.
Except they shared it a second time and added everybody again.
Which also brings the question of, if this is not something that Daisy is doing intentionally to try and willingly expose people to that content, you know, like a fucking groomer would expose their victim to content to normalize them, you know, get them used to it, then why are we here? Because if Daisy was doing that grooming shit or like genuinely like sending a bunch of people child porn over and over and over again, then that would be an issue, and I can understand this fucking call out, but from what we know, it's not like that, and I feel like this is being blown up to more than what it is. And I kind of get the mindset because it's like,
this was the accidental sharing of a video that had a link in the description that led to a really bad video. by a fucking 15-year-old. It was unknowing. The evidence would suggest that is completely plausible. Therefore, nuance should be attached when dealing with something this consequential and potentially life-ruining, right?
We're just going to address this now. You just heard Goat. It's not a problem if somebody shares CSEM. That's not a problem. It only matters if you...
What? When the fuck did she say? Am I like missing something? What? Holy bad faith. What the fuck is that interpretation? What the fuck?
Be an issue, and I can understand this fucking call out, but from what we know, it's not like that, and I feel like this is being blown up.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
But again,
which also brings the question of, if this is not something that Daisy is doing intentionally to try and willingly...
If it's not something that's intentional, so the unintentional nature, which is fucking key when we're assessing the level of condemnation of the perpetrator, okay? So that is very important, yes. We should be understanding this isn't intentional.
Expose people to that content, you know, let a fucking groomer would expose their victim.
Shouldn't expose people to that content. Noting that it's unintentional.
Content to normalize them, you know, get them used to it. Then why are we here? Because if Daisy was doing that grooming shit, or like genuinely like sending a bunch of people child porn over and over and over again, then that would be...
So Goat is saying if we were to interpret this in the malicious side, i.e., like, let's say that they did do it intentionally, then they're like grooming people to try to expose them to this kind of stuff, and then like attacking it from that angle.
I can understand this fucking call out.
Or no, sorry, not attacking from that angle. Saying the call out would make sense had it been like some intentional part of some groom, even if it wasn't a part of grooming, if it was intentional in general. Like the difference is intent versus non-intent, and the non-intent, the lack of intent is existing here, which is obviously going to affect our condemnation of the 15-year-old. So Goat is saying it's bad, but obviously we should be acknowledging the unintentional aspect of it.
But from what we know, it's not like that, and I feel like this is being blown up to more...
And it's being blown out of proportion as a result, and treated as though it were the latter scenario, like an intentional fucking groomer or some shit.
Then what it is, and I kind of get my side, it's like...
We're just going to address...
Okay, so that's what Goat just said, right? We need to note that it's unintentional. This is not a case of some knowing. Obviously, being a groomer is not the only case. It's just an example of being a groomer isn't the only case where someone maliciously shares something like this. But it's unintentional. It's not a case where this video is being knowingly and intentionally distributed, right? This was an accident by a 15-year-old where they shared a link to a video that in the description had another link that led to a bad video. Unintentional, right? We should note this and not treat it the same way. This is this person's interpretation of what Goat had just said.
This now. You just heard Goat. It's not a problem if somebody shares CSEM. That's not...
Am I like living on another planet? There are 100 people in here. Nobody is like trying to join and clarify? What are we doing? How the fuck did you, like, you're completely psychotic. How did you interpret any of that?
No problem. It only matters if you're a groomer. If you're not a groomer and you share CSEM, that's fine.
No,
especially
that's not what she just said at all, you fucking idiot. What?
CSEM of a literal child being raped and murdered.
No, saying it's not that. This was shared unintentionally, which is obviously, yeah, when we're assessing how bad this is for the perpetrator, yeah, it's not going to be that bad in regards to our assessment of the 15-year-old. Obviously. So yeah, it's going to differ when it's unintentional and not knowing versus knowing. Fucking obviously. That's not saying the action itself was, that's not saying the consequence is okay. Okay, that's not what she said at all.
But that's okay. It's cool because you're not a groomer. So this is a nothing burger. This doesn't matter. This is fine. Listen, I need to pause and talk to you people about this because I need you to understand just how deep the defense of this goes, because it's insane that we're sitting here in the year of the Lord 2025 talking about how it's not an issue if somebody shares CSEM like this. Like, bruh.
Child porn is illegal. We gotta talk about this, guys. I get it. But regardless of your emotions, gotta calm down, take a step back, think about the shit logically, reach out, talk to the other person, you know? That's my advice.
YouTube, I'm not sure. Do not go looking for the video, you freaks. I hate you all. And apparently, you'll know pink people when posting this link to the video twice.
They're probably freaking out. They're freaking out. Oh my god, dude. I've seen
twice. Again, twice. This did not happen once. It happened twice on separate occasions.
Okay, whatever.
What was the... Okay, first of all, I keep hearing the twice part. Apparently the twice part, there was no evidence for the second time. And what matters is, did the second time occur after they realized what it was?
It would be great if somebody had screenshots, but we don't know. But
we literally just saw screenshots.
From what we know, they were manic. That's not an excuse, guys. I'm talking about their behavior, pinging twice, immediately taking it down when they realize what the fuck they did. Please, my god.
Remember, Chad, if you're manic and freaking out, it's okay to share child porn. Remember that. It's cool. Doesn't matter. Like, listen, if you're manic and
That's not what this person is saying. There's a difference between discussion of the act itself and its consequences and discussions of the perpetrator's intent. It's going to be equally as bad if it's shared intentionally or non-intentionally. The consequence will be equally as bad. The question is, when we're looking for someone to blame, obviously, the unintentional part is going to be very fucking relevant, right?
If you're manic and you're freaking out, you can share child porn. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
According to multiple people.
Please, just like unequivocally, accused some 15-year-old of being a CSAM distributor and do not apply any nuanced analysis or note that it was unintentional and that they didn't know what they were sharing with CSAM. Please do not do this. Why would we care about that?
Domo proceeded to trace over the video.
Oh, wait, I'm back.
I don't know if you're to the server.
Okay, let me read back.
Completely
I'm not saying that first word. Hold on. Where was I?
completely purged, explain why nobody has screenshots of this happening, and we only have discussions of it happening after. But also, like, who's going to screenshot that? Like, what? I'm gonna get into why Domo, or I'm gonna get into how Domo explained what happened. It's a very convoluted.
So let's explain.
The picture Domo paints for himself is.
Hold on, dog. I only ever.
So you can't see this because Ghost is over it, but the very first line, that's the N-word. That's the N-word.
Okay. I feel like that's like, obviously I'm against the usage of that word, but like, I think that's like very fucking marginal in comparison to, and also this person's like 15. I think this is like completely marginal and irrelevant when we're discussing like allegations they distributed CSAM.
Cupidite is not a person of color to my knowledge, but yeah, the little bit right there, that's the N-word. That's the N-word what? I'm also just
This person is 15. Okay. Great stuff. Yeah, this is what we really care about here.
I can't stand good reading this. The story originally is that Cupidite found this video from a moist critical YTTP, sent it to the channel because they didn't know what it was, pinged everybody, realized it was something awful, then a minor friend of theirs clicked it, found the uncensored version, and then they reported it.
Wait, so this person doesn't even... Hold on. Wait.
And be something this video from a moist critical YTTP, send it, can't stand good reading this. A little bit right there, that's the N-word. That's the N-word what? I'm also just gonna explain it because I can't stand good reading this. The story originally is that Cupidite found this video from a moist critical YTTP, sent it to the channel because they didn't know what it was, pinged everybody, realized it was something awful, then a minor friend of theirs clicked it, found the uncensored version.
This person themselves is a minor. I don't know why you keep needing to specify. Everyone involved here is a minor.
And then they reported it and deleted it. Keep this story in mind because it will not remain the same.
Remember venting about Atani showing that to me, number one. Also, they might be referring to when I saw this weird video that was distorted and blurred on YouTube. It came from a moist critical.
Hey, can you pause it for a minute?
I sent it to the server and I was asking my friend.
Anything for you, Lio.
Oh, Tom. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. Confer anything for you, Lio. Anything for you, Thomas. You big fucking ball of lard.
What do you want?
God, I love the way, dude. Next thing you know, Thomas is gonna have one of his followers go to like a local like fucking nursing home and drag out somebody's like Alzheimer's ridden grandma and throw her on the mic for Thomas to debate about her usage of slurs in the 1950s.
For whichever one of you sneaky little weirdos is spying for Frick the Pirate, kill yourself immediately. You're working with a manipulator.
Who the fuck is Frick the Pirate? Any one of you, dude, this guy talks like a fucking loser. Why does anybody respect him? Who the fuck is Frick the Pirate?
And you know it, and both you and Frick should kill themselves immediately. That's all I have to say.
Fantastic, thank you. Also, hi Frick, I remember you. I hope you call Goat anti-Semitic too for saying SS uniforms as stylers, and that having literal ranks named after SS officers in a server isn't anti-Semitic. Just asking for a friend. Just, hope you do that. Bye, have fun.
Gonna get in the side chat.
Realize I could possibly.
Huh?
Gonna get in the side chat since Frick seems to think that this is some coordinated thing because Goat cut us off as opposed to something that's been in the works for over a week that I've been taking my time on. Fantastic.
Oh, yes, you're so cute, Frick. You're such a priority in my life, especially since you're a manipulative little shit. But I would also just like to say, just as a slight side note, and also because I'm extremely petty, I called this shit a year ago when Goat came calling into the server saying they kind of freaking blamed everything bad they ever did on Frick. Hilarious that we're back here now. Just
who is Frick?
FYI. Also, hi Frick, hope you tell my friend that they're a pig again because they have an eating disorder. You're such a normal person. Mwah, mwah. Love you.
What?
This shit a year ago when Goat came calling into the server saying they kind of freaking blamed everything bad they ever did on Frick. Hilarious that we're back here now. Just FYI. Also, hi Frick, hope you tell my friend that they're a pig again because they have an eating disorder. You're such a normal person. Mwah, mwah. Love you. Enjoy.
Said something awful, that being what they claim it was. My friend.
A lot of baggage here. Is Malcolm gonna cover this? Somebody tell Malcolm to cover this.
The link in the description was utterly shocked, and let's just say he reported it to CyberTips and then deleted it directly after realizing. Y'all be saying anything, man.
Apparently they're willing to debate. I've heard Cal is saying this. Then again, Cal confidently states everything because he's allergic to saying "I think."
Then why are we here? That's a valid explanation.
Yeah, it's a valid explanation that you found child porn from a YTTP and you shared it repeatedly into the server and traced over the abused toddler. That's a really, really valid explanation.
Yummy. I understand that you're probably looking at this with bad faith and bias and shit like that, but
no, because all the people are minors. I think that's. I mean, this is just gonna be public either way. And I think that. I mean, I guess Malcolm doesn't want to do it because of that. I guess. I don't know. I think that you're not going to be creating any additional harm towards this minor when they're being dishonestly accused of being a distributor of CSAM.
When somebody's explaining their side, that doesn't mean they're excusing it, and it doesn't mean that they're fucking lying all the time. You have to look for inconsistencies. From what the friends have been telling me, and from what I'm reading, and based on everything that the fucking person who was telling you about it, regarding to, oh, they said they were venting about it, they were manic, and then it adds up, and you know
it's not going to add up in a second. And also, don't fucking worry. Jupiter doesn't need to defend themselves because Goat is just doing that just fine. It's completely chill. Don't worry about it.
This. And they literally, oh my god, you have a screenshot of them talking about what actually happened. You know that it was deleted within a fucking minute. So that happened to, you know, oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Lice. If you already saw this, why is the fucking video up? Guys, Daisy did something pretty fucked up but didn't realize what they did because they didn't actually realize what the fuck they did because they didn't realize it was Daisy's fucking destruction. Oh my god. This is why you shouldn't be a commentary.
Again, notice how Goat is like literally deflecting here and being like, oh my god, they realized it was fucked up. That doesn't excuse the fact that it was shared to begin with to a server of minors, and it also doesn't excuse that it was shared multiple times. And also, a little bit of a fun tidbit. You know where Cupidite's name comes from? The Daisy name? Do you want to guess? Do you want to guess why Cupidite is named Daisy? I wonder if it's because of Daisy's destruction. I wonder if that's the reason. But whatever.
As a child, please, you can say that. Oh, I'm 17.
Is that true? Is that true? I feel like that's a crazy assumption. Is that true? Huh?
I'm 16, I'm 17, I'm a big person, I'm so much. You are not mature. This shows it, bro. And I've seen your fucking Jimbo Jimmy video. No, you need to get the fuck out of commentary. I mean this. Like, I get it. I was in your shoes when I was 15, 16, 17. I was a fucking asshole. I will admit, not on the same fucking scale like this, but during the session drama, yeah, I had a big fucking ego. But you need to, like, quit that shit off. Like, for me, you yummy. This is gonna lead to a toxic cycle. You're gonna end up liking all this fucking backlash and shit like that because it's like, haha, the haters are just giving me attention anyways. It's whatever, haha, lol. But people are gonna keep fucking hating you, and eventually that's gonna, like, get to your fucking head and shit, you know? I don't know how to word this, but genuinely, like, take care of yourself, be safe. This community ain't a safe space. If you know what's best for you,
Reminder that Goat is fully aware that Yumi is a child and decided to have 2 confirmed but allegedly 4 separate streams on this person, one of which—
the person that you guys are going after is a child themselves. What cope is this? Daisy is their real name? Oh my god, dude. Can it get any more bad faith than this? Oh, your legal first name is Daisy? Well, that must mean it's like the CSAM video.
By the way, in which Goat's audience went on to call Yumi the R-slur repeatedly, including Goat's moderator. So, you know, this whole talk about I hope you're safe.
Oh my god. In a call with fucking Lioconvoy is actually, like, I used to think ableist was a cringe word until I learned who Lioconvoy was. I mean, just watch the Rosa call. Holy fuck.
Hope you're well. I hope you're having a good old time.
Like, besides, like, 1950s, like, asylum doctors, Lioconvoy might be the most ableist person in global history. Besides Hitler and, like, 1950s, like, fucking, loony bin doctors. Honestly, Lioconvoy really helped me understand the existence of that word. Fuck.
I am, you know, take care of yourself. That kind of doesn't work when you're the one directing harassment towards them and poisoning the narrative. But hey, it's cool. It's chill.
This person is publicly saying some very fucking, making life-ruining allegations against another kid in the public sphere. It's totally up to and worth public scrutiny. This person's only a year younger than the person that Lio had this, like, argument with and threatened to go to their house and called their school.
That he had no idea what he was saying in the chat, and it was completely unintentional. Which, don't get me twisted, guys.
Nocturne. Nobody is sitting here watching fucking CSAM material. Sorry, not to be rude, that's not what's going on here. Daisy found the video, didn't realize what it actually was. Once they realized what it was, they deleted it and reported it with their friends.
True.
Notice how Goat earlier said that they were completely fine with somebody challenging their viewpoint, and now somebody is challenging their viewpoint and bringing up that it was really fucked up that Daisy or Cupidite was watching the video, because reminder, we know that the video was being watched because Cupidite traced over it.
Oh
you
my,
cannot
there's no way. Are they gonna say this is Goat Cato getting rid of criticism?
Over it if you're not watching the video.
The distorted version of the video. Why would they need to trace over it if they had the undistorted version of the video, you fucking idiot? The tracing part aligns with them trying to figure out what the distorted video is. Why would they need to trace over it if the figures were already clear and apparent?
So, you know, putting that out there.
Oh. Hello? Yeah, there you go, buddy.
You don't make mistakes, but how do you...
It's okay, sorry I came off the screen. It's just this thing has to be this stuff, bro. I'm gonna fucking die. I'm dead, bro. I'm fucking dead.
How do you send that link without knowing what it is? But
how do you send a link without knowing what it is? Oh, buddy. So let me show you something. Well, actually, I can't show you that.
Wait, I'm sorry, so they're, like, trying to contradiction hunt here and be like, notice Goat said they're willing to talk to people who disagree with them, and they actively... Somebody disagrees with Goat Cato. Goat Cato then actively makes an argument against said disagreement. Is this person a fucking idiot? They think that's the same thing as, like, not being willing to have people disagree with you? No, you are willing to have people disagree with you, but you're also then allowed to disagree with their disagreement. Those things are not contradictory.
Because it would be engaging troll. But for context, I'm in a group chat with like-minded commentary YouTubers. So based. And I found a video that mentioned me and stuff in Echo, and so I sent it in the group chat. I was like, oh my god, you're in it, LOL, because I saw they got mentioned in the description. But then after I watched the video, I realized there was nothing about them in the video, so I went back and I was like, actually, you're not in it. He just, like, mentioned you. I don't know why. It happens all the time. You're right, Tyrant, bro. What do you mean? I don't know how you can send a link without not knowing what it is. This is really funny. Watch. Look what I can do. I can send a link to, Lioconvoy. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that. You don't need to see this.
Reminder that this is not how that worked. Again, clearly, Cupid had to have watched the video to wonder what it was, to share it. And again, given the story is going to change in a second, it doesn't fucking matter. But, you know.
Why does this person, it's like bugging me. Has anyone ever heard Rita talk before? This person sounds like female Rita.
Don't worry about it, because Goat's not going to question this changing story, because the story didn't change. Wait, you will have gaslighting in action. It's going to be so fun, Chad.
And he changes the story
With like a slight, like, British Australian accent.
Like,
anyway, I was trying to explain, and I accidentally copied and pasted the file to the video in one of my servers, and I deleted it right away.
So I'm going to guess that maybe the copy and pasting the file was because they were trying to report it or some shit. Maybe there's something. I'm kind of confused on that.
Even right now, deleted the server because I was really scared because I did not mean to send it. I was trying to copy like a screenshot of the title, which was like, "Excuse me, how many this?" And I lost a lot of friends for that.
Fucking A space, get out of here, buddy. Fucking smell like fish. Get out of my fucking chat, bro. Fuck you. Now you chill.
I was like,
so I'm trying to figure out. I mean, scroll bar.
And I scroll wrongly. Like,
anyway, I was trying to explain, and I accidentally copied and pasted the file to the video in one of my servers.
File to the video? Do you mean link? I think they mean link. I think. Okay. QP, if you're here, bro. Were you trying to say link? Because when you mean copying the file, I'm trying to figure it out.
And
look, I see his face. Yeah, she means link. Okay. So I was right. Oh my god.
Right away. I had a big mistake. Now deleted the server because I was really scared because I did not mean to send it. I was trying to copy like a screenshot of the.
It doesn't really line up with Domo was telling. But didn't we have a screenshot where they talked about deleting the server? Let me see. The entire chat was purged. Yeah, so that shows the fucking freak out. So what do you mean that it doesn't line up with what Domo's telling you? This is gonna sound rude, but do you know how to read and analyze the information you're being given and compare it to what this person is saying? Because maybe you need to have like the screenshot and that voice like.
True, but I think that's very ableist of Goat Kato. So not everyone can read.
Fucking voice log. To the side, go back, look at what Domo's telling you, and realize that it does that. Am I the one who's just stupid here? Because like
yes, but I will admit, Yumi is going to play that voice note in full just a little bit, which they should have done here because the story does actually change. It doesn't change in that small bit, but it's fine.
I see that it adds up, but apparently you don't. I'm just like I'm confused.
No, wait, don't get me twisted, guys. We don't make mistakes, but how do you send that link without knowing what it is?
Don't worry, guys. We don't make mistakes, but how can you make a mistake that everybody knows? Fucking mates. I'm not saying everybody sends fucking child porn. We're not talking about that. We're talking about like sending videos that you don't know what's in them.
And I actually copied and pasted the file to the video in one of my servers.
Tibetan, the game's all fucking together, dude. Family reunion. We should start a fucking barbecue chat, dude. Honestly, I got pork ribs in the fucking freezer. I'll pull that shit out. I just need y'all to give me a fucking team barbecue grillers and shit. I can like light it up outside. I don't trust fire though, because we don't talk about that.
And I deleted it right away. I had a big mistake. I deleted the server because I was really scared because I did not mean to send it. I was trying to.
Judy doesn't even agree with the video. Oh, Judy's here. What's up? Everybody's here. What the fuck is going on, bro?
I don't think they're speaking fast enough. Can people complain about this? Can people not actually understand when it's 2 times speed?
And redraws and Ace Space and Toshi and Meat Puppet. Dude, the King's back together. Everybody's here.
The title was like,
but honestly, that sounds like a you issue. I gotta be honest, man. There's like me issues and there's you issues, and that one sounds like it might be a you issue. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, go ahead and text me, QP. Never mind, you're not gonna be
it's a bit too fast, so I gotta get fucking through this because I gotta go have dinner and then go to bed.
I'm sorry. I was actually trying to figure out what the fuck your tag was, so I could ask for your side on this. Jesus, help me. Who said my name? Go, remember Hunter said about your improvement? She was right.
Reminder that like I don't really understand why you would need to talk to somebody who shared child porn to get their side.
If they're 15 years old and the claim is that it was shared unintentionally and we're seemingly in agreement that it wasn't actually the video they shared an unrecognizable video where in the description, the link, you had to go and then click a suspicious link to get to the actual video. So now there's room for plausible deniability and nuance. Then yes, of course you'd want that person's side.
On things when one, their side is quite literally in this video, and two, I don't really understand why it fucking matters.
Thank you.
No. How do you not understand why that would fucking matter?
It's like we got the rip goat. I'm the same. I'm a liar, evil, manipulative con man. Kristen Nark, stop bullying me, dude. You're funny, but like, you won't acknowledge me because you think I'm evil.
And I lost a lot of friends over that because they thought.
What if I made this video on you? Just send it to me on Google Forms. I'll react to it, dude.
It was like the CP thing. I had access to CP.
I don't know if you're reading the screenshot, but in like the original story, he was like, "Oh, I sent this link asking what it was because I didn't know what it was, and then I realized I accidentally sent something horrible and I deleted it." But the later story was like, "Oh, this person sent me a link to this, and I meant to send the server a different file, but when I pressed paste, it sent that link, and
that happens."
Look at how it was just explained that the story changed from I found this, I shared it to figure out what it was, I freaked out when I found out what it was, and that's why I pinged everybody too. I was sent this.
Well, no. What it sounds like, because we've ascertained that the people that figured out what the link in the description actually was were other participants in the server. So what it sounds like is the first part of the story is true, and then the link being shared from someone else would be the link, because there's 2 videos we're talking about here. We're talking about the distorted, unrecognizable video and the video of the actual shit that's like the video of the actual like CSAM. So for them to figure out what it is, right, this person, if we're to assume their version of events, they did not know that the link in the description led to that, and we know that this was figured out by 2 other members of the server who did click on it. One of those members, when they figured it out, might have sent that link into the actual server, which wouldn't lie in contradiction with the initial story.
I meant to paste.
It seems like very like eager, like in quick contradiction fishing. Like obviously you would want like additional clarifications on that, but the way they told it actually can coexist with the initial story and be non-contradictory and actually make sense with like previous details, because the previous details were that the person that actually realized that the link in the description was CSAM were other members of the server. So this person could be, when they talk about the video, they're talking about the actual CSAM, not the video they sent, which was a distorted, unrecognizable video.
The thumbnail and pasted the link instead. Notice how everybody who has more than 2 brain cells can notice that that means the story changed.
I just explained how those two things can coexist, and actually how the second bit of information actually would make sense with what we know about the first bit of information.
Notice how Gold will ignore that the story changed.
That happens
because that doesn't indicate the story changed? That doesn't indicate the story changed? We're talking about 2 videos here.
I don't get it. This is fucking.
I realized it.
Oh my
I
god.
deleted it. I mean,
Guys, wait, hold on.
I don't know if I'm...
Enough drama. Hold on. Wait, I need to see her too. Hold on. You guys want to see Peter? Hold up.
I'm gonna skip this.
Look at my cat. That's she loves him. Was the audio file even to you? Message at Jimmy. No, so it was just Junie. So
I mean, something horrible. I deleted it. But
oh my god, this is silly. I feel like this should have been avoided.
the later story was like, oh, this person sent me a link to this, and I meant to send the server a different file, but when I pressed paste, it sent that link, and I realized it, and I deleted it. I mean, I guess I don't know if I'm getting something confused.
Once again, I started to take this seriously when the background.
No, so these are things that you would ask follow-up clarification questions on. The link to which video? Are we talking about the suspicious link that led to the actual legal material, or are we talking about the distorted video that was published on YouTube that had initially been reposted without the knowledge of what it actually could lead, what it led to?
No, not like
But crazy. They sound like 2 different stories.
Yeah, it sounds like 2 different stories if you're analyzing it at the surface level and then not asking for additional like follow-up. And also, I find it hard to believe that even if someone was lying, the story would change that drastically. Like typically liars, when they change their story, unless they're like caught, they'll make major changes when they're caught. But if they're not caught, it's typically the inconsistencies you find in the recollection of events are small, not that overt and obvious. It seems like this was supplemental information about how the actual other link to the real video, the real criminal video, was actually determined to be the criminal video.
Oh, the person. Okay, I heard about that. Okay, that's funny. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Notice, like, oh, I don't want to encourage harassment towards this minor, and then laughs at the minor being called a slur. Like, okay, sure, good.
Oh my, this is so dumb.
A very well-known rumor zoo file. A lot of the witnesses told me that.
Sorry, I never find creative story usage funny sometimes. Don't say stories, guys. Those are bad.
Like a lot
I will
of
say, interpreting them into the names of the people that you dislike. It can be fucking funny. Let's be real.
Well, those audience thought for a second that I was getting my information from Prem. Or
Shut up, space. You know what? You shut up. Next to yourself, bro. That's like your fucking NPC dialogue. I press a button, all you say is yikes. Yeah.
Someone who's a lot smarter than me just pointed out that Good is also doing this really fun thing of filling in the time with other noises to overwhelm the viewer. So you ask the viewers,
oh my god, dude,
stop paying attention to what's actually being said in this 12-minute video and are paying attention to them instead.
Yo, thank you so much for the 5 G's. Aiden, are you humanoid? Hold on. Dude, I'm gonna get Nick sick. Hold up. Hi, I'm back. Sorry.
And it's really funny because everybody who would watch a video on CSEM would actually take this seriously and analyze the screenshots and talk about this and all that. Meanwhile, Goat is just yapping about everything and the world because very clearly they're already in their mind.
But like, can it get any more? Like, they're literally now hyper analyzing these like random like fucking ADHD noises and shit as like a purposeful attempt to overwhelm the viewer.
Bias that this is a nothing burger and therefore will not address this with the seriousness it deserves. It's frankly fucking depressing because it's a child talking about another child sharing CSEM and you're treating it like a fucking joke. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yikes. Yowza.
You were literally talking about in the accusations of a child being the worst thing on earth, not looking at the nuance when making a judgment of said child. The only thing a take like that would do is harm kids, i.e. you want children harmed. You're a danger to children. Heroin.
Who I'm talking to is in contact with Prem. What Doma was mainly talking about was just Prem. I could make a whole separate video on Prem because this person is really bad.
Not in a rude way, I genuinely don't think you mean fit for commentary. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, man. Like, I don't know. Especially with like how they treated the Jimbo stuff and then this, it's just like you have a pattern.
Notice how Gert is biasing the audience against Yumi and what Yumi is saying by bringing up situations unrelated to this and trying to downplay their credibility. Going, oh, you know, they treated another situation really horribly. Hey, Gert, should we talk about the Shyster document?
Well, that would only be... Okay, that would be a relevant detail if Goat's contention with this video wasn't addressed and like the grievances of other situations were used in place of an argument. Same thing with ad hominem, right? It like people say when you're like making an argument and insult somebody, they'll accuse you of ad hominem. No, that's when you're using insult in place of an actual argument. If you provide an argument, then you can insult someone as much as you'd like. In this case, this is like drawing parallels to other situations, which is what people do covering any fucking bit of drama where the person at the center of it, they have prior experience or prior knowledge of some given form of wrongdoing, right? Goat has already like provided direct like contentions with this present video. Therefore, them drawing the parallels or talking about other situations is just that, drawing a parallel.
Do you want to
talk everybody does?
Talk about that? Do you want to talk about the Shyster document you and your bestie Frick released that backfired so horrifically that you cut ties with Frick over it and pushed all the blame for it onto Frick and called them abusive and all that?
Well, I don't know what the Shyster doc is. I don't know what the... Sounds anti-Semitic, man.
Talk about that? I don't think you want to talk about that.
I was painting a picture that you probably shouldn't be here, you know? Like, maybe stick to animations and stuff, 'cause I watch their animations. That shit is good. Like, hold on. Not to flex their shit. There's a reason why I'm subbed to them. Where is it, buddy? Where is it? Hi, buddy. Where is it? Like, look at this. I have to... Is this copyrighted? Hold on. It is. Okay, hold on. Go away! You don't even work! Yes. Oh, wow. See, look. Cool shit, bro. Stick to this. This is dope. And see how many views you get from this shit, too? It's good. Like, you don't have to do commentary, especially if, like, you're harming yourself and other people.
Other people, as in Cupidite, as in the person who repeatedly shared CSEM, is apparently also really anti-Semitic and has a lot more serious other allegations.
Apparently really anti-Semitic. So I heard this accusation. Listen. Okay. Listen. Nobody can sniff out anti-Semitism better than I can. Okay? Johnny Greenblatt over at the ADL has me on speed dial. Okay? And I am being told that the anti-Semitism allegation comes from saying that the Nazis had cool uniforms or that the Nazis had drip. I would have been if I were in Europe in the 1940s, I would be like at the front of the line into the fucking gas chamber. Okay? That is not anti-Semitic. And I would be hard pressed to find an edgy 15-year-old online that didn't have that opinion. I'd be actually hard pressed to find anyone that didn't have that opinion. The uniforms were cool, right? It's just they're associated with horrific shit. But like, I think everyone online, every fucking online teenager has said some shit like that at one point that isn't reminiscent of an endorsement of the ideological framework of the Nazis, what they did, etc., etc. That's just a fucking edgy teenager online. $2 from G's. Wait for it.
Against them. It's
words with a clock as the A. Huh?
Feel like maybe stick with the shit, bro. It's cool. Like, look at your art style, bro. 17 and you know how to do this. Do you know how much talent that is? I can't even fucking get Adobe Animate to work. Like, hello? So, yeah. I don't like for him. Just saying.
That's a misconception. They were not designed by Hugo Boss. They were produced by Hugo Boss.
But this video is about it, so I'm gonna go back to
Speaking of Hugo Boss, I agree. I think the drip goes hard, man.
But also I'm gonna talk about Prim more, because there is a lot about Prim here. It's just I don't want to make a video about all horrible things Prim has done. Don't know mainly like everything on Prim. I got like a 6-minute long explanation.
Prim is also 16.
You mean the ADL? The JDL is like is literally designated in the United States as a terrorist organization.
Year-old at least.
$2 from Patrick Star Aiden. Can you please address the Scientology? What are the allegations? If you want, I do on a rainy day a stream about Scientology. I've talked about it before.
From what we know, they have a habit of lying about their age, but what from...
Oh, who is Shyster? This person had a Nazi OC. Okay, and their name is Shyster. Okay, hold on. Then maybe there might be more to it. If it was actually their original character. Maybe I'm missing some of these allegations.
From what I could gather, Prim is a child, so...
Young is self-aware that he's in the wrong. I mean, I saw that he was self-aware on the Jimbo stuff because I read their comments. It's just the replies to the comments having actual valid criticism. Like, no, I can't hear you, not listening, blah, 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 like all this other stuff.
I wonder who reminds me of that. Like, I wonder if there's somebody else who did that exact thing in the stream when somebody was criticizing them.
Dude, please.
Wait,
I get you're not taking it seriously, but you have to take this in consideration when it comes to what other people think about you and how
people think like taking criticism is you have to, you take the criticism if you allow it to happen and then address it, which is what she did. Are you really going to criticize her for noticing and then responding with it? You're not even attacking her refutation to the criticism, to be clear. You're merely saying that she's, like at the beginning, she was like, take note of this. Goat says she's willing to have people disagree with her. Somebody disagrees with her, and then Goat provides a counter argument. That is letting people disagree with you. You just don't agree with the disagreement and offer a rebuttal. That's how argumentation works.
Impact your career as a YouTuber if you actually want to start being serious about it. Because you don't want to build a community that fucking can't stand you, dude. And you don't want to have like these haters who are like, yeah, every single time that we have an issue with them, he's a fucking asshole and he mocks us. Like that's not gonna get you anywhere. It's gonna drag you down. You're gonna hate you for that.
Like, don't send any like voice clips of him explaining the Prim situation. It's linked in the Google Doc. I have in the description.
I wouldn't say that they're clout hungry. I think this is just a stupid teenager thinking that they're smarter and that they can fuck around and have fun and like don't know. This is just stupid teenager shit to me, but it's a bit more.
This, you just heard that, right? You just heard Goat describe the sharing of CSEM repeatedly as stupid teenager shit, stupid high school shit.
The behavior is. The outcome is more serious than that, which I would have specified, right? But that's not like a major criticism. The motive, like, compared to, yes, in the context of somebody who distributes CSAM, that would be how we would describe this. Yeah.
That it doesn't matter that
a bunch of kids coming across something that is way out of their fucking league or understanding and mishandling it. Yeah, when we're assessing this person's motivations, I think that's like a fair assertion.
people shouldn't call it out, that, you know, this is just somebody who thinks they're smart.
That's not what Goat said.
And everybody, instead of somebody who recognizes that the sharing of CSEM repeatedly and tracing over it is a problem, especially if the story...
And they didn't, once again, also, they didn't share it or trace over it. That's the thing, too. It's the misconception. It was a hyper-distorted video. The actual material, the actual recognizable material was in a link in the description.
How that CSEM was acquired changes, meaning there is no more scrutiny to be placed there. Because honestly, if somebody tells me 3 separate stories of how they got CSEM, I am going to assume they started seeking it out, because if it was an accident, you would tell me one story. So again...
5 from G's. Aiden, answer me, star. Are you a scientist? Yes, I am a scientist. It's true. I'm doing a study on fucking morons in the wild. And so it's like National Geographic over here, man.
The fact that we're downplaying this as like, haha, stupid teenager shit, strokes hair behind ear, is yeah, I don't really know. Anything I could say here would probably get me banned off Discord, but I just think it's insane that we're downplaying this so much and that we're so willing to defend this bullshit. But this is Gokado, I'll be shocked.
Serious, you know?
Do not. I do not want you to stay far.
Bye, Junie.
Among the voice messages I was sent, I was offered.
Yeah, high school gossip, bro. Middle school, high school gossip, except it gets like real because it's about like false accusations and shit like that.
You just heard that, right? Go just called all this false accusations, despite...
Yes, to say that this person knowingly distributed CSAM would be a lie by omission, and therefore false. Better yet, you know, a better, more correct term would be a misleading accusation. Maybe not overtly false. It would be a misleading accusation rooted in a lie by omission. The accusation, and the way this person is putting it, is a lie by omission.
Having acknowledged that there is a lot of testimony that lines up, despite having seen the proof, which are the testimonies, the written testimonies that this lines up, and admission of Cupidite, saying that they shared this shit by accident. Notice how we're calling it false accusations anyway, despite all...
Yes, because when you were not noting the accident part when you were discussing your, like, assessment of this situation earlier. The accident part is so crucial that leaving it out of your reiteration of these accusations is a lie by omission.
Proof that's right there. Like, I don't, you know... It's one thing to call this high school gossip and downplay it in the way we're doing it right now. It's another to call it false when you've seen the evidence and you're like, no, guys, this is it's not real. Like,
I think misleading would have been a better word, but you understand the gist of it. This actually is just like semantical at that point, right? Like the nature is like the way these allegations are being levied is built upon a lie by omission and a misleading premise.
Girly.
Fucking hell, dude. Oh my god.
He sent the Shotokan drawn by Prim.
And also, she sent like weird like snap porn and collapse porn and stuff to him.
I heard about that shit on live yesterday and I was laughing my fucking ass off. Like, yes, that's bad.
Laughing about a child being sent scat porn and more CSEM. Just let that sink in for a second, please.
This is ableist. Is Goat Kato autistic? I would not be surprised. And therefore, hyper-policing the emotional reaction of somebody who has autism is ableist. Dude, there's literally a case where this fucking baby died. Okay, I know this is a whole tangent, but there's a case where this baby died, and the dad got convicted solely because he didn't cry. There was no emotion there. Come to find out, the dad has autism, right? He gets diagnosed while he's in prison, and now the lead detective and prosecutor that worked on his case in Texas are fighting for him to get released because he's going to be put to death. But it's like, that's like literally actually a pretty hallmark sign of it. The lack of or inappropriate insertion of like reactions in given social situations.
Also the fact that we're ignoring that Cupidite apparently has more CSEM and was sent the CSEM by other people and we're not concerned at all, and that Cupidite is willing to forward that CSEM to another child. Listen, the amount of like non-thought that is happening here, the amount of like genuine, we're just going to ignore what's happening here is, yeah.
But when you started talking about prolapses, QB, I got flashbacks to that fucking, what's his name?
Yeah, but when somebody's autistic, it is like very like, ableist to hyper-police their reaction.
Bald bitch from America's Got Talent.
Emotional reaction.
Also, note how Good is distracting again. Note how we just talked about how there's CSEM, and Good is distracting from what was just said by talking about something entirely unrelated.
Because it's a stream. It's a live format. It's not a pre-recorded, edited video. Things like tangents happen. That's just part of streaming. If we're using this as a point against somebody, then I actually belong in fucking prison.
Like, I wonder if you people can start to understand why I think a lot of these defenses were calculated over an accident and misspeaking. Like, this feels like Goat is on purpose defending Cupidite wherever they can, and they're trying to do it by accident.
Can this interpretation get... Goat Cato is making making noises to overwhelm the viewer. Goat Cat, like they're like, typically if you're gonna be bad faith, like there's gonna be some effort to like hide that. There's like not even a fucking attempt here. It's like actually insane. It's not even an attempt. Holy shit, dude.
Distracting the audience from what's being said. So, you know.
Howie Mandel during COVID-19 when he was like, is this COVID related? And he flashed a picture of some man's prolapsed butthole on fucking TikTok. Like, that's all I could think about. Awful shit.
And she drew of her OCs with saying that if you want because it's not real CSEM, but it's still really bad. Don't know, you do not need to send me that. I politely decline the offer because I don't like seeing sugar. Please don't offer to send me that. Thank you.
I don't think they were gonna send you it in the context of, yeah, look at this, dude, it's so good, it's okay. I think were they not offering to show you evidence of shit?
Like seeing sugar. Please don't offer to send me that.
Why are you rude?
Don't CSEM. Sugar that she drew of her OCs, which I can send that if you want because it's not real CSEM.
It's okay, so this isn't like fucking okay. They are right, it's not real CSEM. It's still an ongoing thing of whether or not the United States is going to classify it as like technical child pornography. I don't know, I'm not up to date with that bullshit, bro. So don't quote me if I'm actually quote me if I'm wrong.
They're talking about drawn material here, which this person's talking about sending as evidence, which I don't think is that bad.
Educate me if I'm fucking wrong, but
I love when we play semantics. It's my favorite. I had the same discussion with Lio, I think, where Lio explained to me that yes, there is an ongoing thing about whether or not drawn child porn would classify as CSEM because there's not actually a
well, yeah, okay, no, but the thing here is they're not linking it for the sake of people getting off to it. They're linking it as like evidence to defend their point or something related. They're making a point and they're trying to send that drawn material as evidence. It's not treated the same as like CSEM where the actual possession of it would be criminalized, right? At least not to my knowledge, not in the United States, right? I think there are some places where the publishing and distribution of it, you know, rightfully is like charged under what's the fuck? Not indecency. I forget the name of the laws.
Child being exploited, it's a drawing, but like I don't really think we need to argue about semantics when we know that this is child porn. The fact that we're having this whole argument about semantics again feels like we're downplaying what's being shown and shared and whatever the fuck else. Like the semantics don't matter. Why are we having this conversation?
Oh, what they're trying to say is, oh well, since it's not like real shit. Oh god, aneurysm.
I can't believe we're talking about life-ruining allegations against a 15-year-old and somebody is arguing their literal position is we should not do a nuanced analysis. That is like the actual position being argued against here. We should not do a nuanced analysis before we try to ruin this fucking person's life.
Aneurysm. Basically, this isn't about you might be thinking is, you know, oh fuck, dude, AIDS. I got fucking AIDS.
You do not need to send me that. I politely decline the offer because I don't like seeing sugar. Guys, please don't offer to send me that. Thank you.
I need to go get a drink.
Gonna skip a little bit here because Coach just does some other bullshit while getting a drink, and we don't really need to see that. So
those are, but I'm learning.
Don't listen to me. Prim is more likely 16. I say that because Prim is known to lie about her age. I have no doubt that Prim is a minor, and I don't know if any of the images sent to me by Domo were publicly posted on TikTok or Instagram, but Domo did leak Prim's face to me on her DMs. Like,
baby, it's a pedophile.
I'm gonna listen. The sentiment I agree with. I don't really care for the rights of pedophiles, but we're just gonna address very briefly that it was just said that Prim is also a child, and while there is the argument to be made that pedophilia can be diagnosed as young as 16 years old, this is another child, and it really shows that Goat isn't listening to anything that's being said here because
who the fuck is Prim?
The prospect of Prim being a child has been mentioned repeatedly now, and Goat just...
Wait, so, okay, if in the context of accusing someone of pedophilia or pedophilic adjacent allegations, the notion of them being a minor is super important, why would that not come up repeatedly throughout your coverage of the... I mean, you talk about everybody around this Cupidite person being minors themselves, neglecting to mention that they're 15. Seems like you're, like, very guilty of the thing that you're now criticizing. Seems like you're aware that the status of the actual alleged perpetrator, their minor status, is actually something that is relevant.
Ignores it, so...
Fucking leak their face too! I'm sorry, guys. Guys, it's morally wrong to talk to someone. My last fucking Discord account got suspended because I was in a server and I engaged in the doxing of a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, guys, I'm so cool I dox pedophiles, but I will also excuse the repeated sharing of CSEM as long as I like you.
Years of DMs gone!
Okay.
Because I did one base thing. Also, I don't care if I have a fucking picture of a pedophile, I'm missing my friends be like, look at this fat ugly bitch. I'm sorry, but yes. We're using the F word. That's their fat. Oh no, they're even fat, dude. They were normal. I just fucking, oh god, dude. Fuck, dude, these people are so ugly. And like, it's always the ugly bitches who are pedophiles too. They're just like, yeah, I'm cranking my hog right now. You said you were 13, I'm 45. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Get out.
I didn't ask to be said this. You do not need to send me Prim's face. Don't do that. I hope these are already public images because
I know this is a pedophile, but we need to play the moral savior. And fucking Christ. Hold on. I need some shit. Pedophilia bad, but Cupidite bad for posting picture of pedophile face to me in DMs. That's bad. You haven't.
I don't want to say that Domo doxed someone's face, but he might have.
Wait, not protecting pedos, but I don't believe in doxing minors. Wait, so how old is Prim then? I'm like so confused because I thought Prim was a pedophile, or is it one of those like?
Who the fuck is Primmed? Isn't that Katniss's sister in the Hunger Games?
Teenagers. 16? Oh shit, I was under the wrong impression. Okay.
Reminder that, again, Prim's age has been mentioned repeatedly, and so has the fact that Prim is a minor. This bitch is just not paying attention to the video they're watching, especially, like, which is usually I wouldn't care if you do that, but...
Well, you wouldn't either, because you literally have failed to mention, up until, like, halfway in, that, this fucking Cupidity person's a minor.
You're talking about a video where, you know, we're addressing somebody sending CSEM. It's also kind of impressive that you managed to stretch a 12-minute video into a 50-minute stream so far, and you virtually said nothing except...
Okay, that's just like an ADHD... You know what? That's a valid criticism that I'm also very guilty of.
It's totes cool to share CSEM you found with your autism, so cool.
Okay, I get it, because I thought I was like...
That's not what... But that was not Gokata's position.
Again, adult. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you care if it's like an adult? Prim 16, but I was going after 12-year-olds. Take that personal information and give it to the authorities. So, I get your point on that. Thank you for telling me that. I did not know that. I retract my statement.
For clarification on that, but I didn't.
But like, I will repeat myself. I'm not sure if you're fit for commentary. I get it. I sound like a hypocrite myself, but like, I don't know. Just,
Again, where is this coming from, and why are you saying this? Like, if the argument was, if you're a minor, you shouldn't be addressing these things, that's why you shouldn't be in commentary, that'd be fine. But that's not what Goat is doing here. Goat is actively downplaying Yumi's literal fucking credentials in order to make people not listen to Yumi when Yumi talks about somebody sharing CSEM.
Well, Yumi is also like a fucking... Isn't Yumi also 15? I feel like that speaks enough of the credentials here of this whole situation.
Kind of feel like that is a lot more malicious than saying, you're a child. And it's also, again, just distraction. We're just distracting from what's being said, because if I wasn't stopping and telling you guys why we're mad, you probably wouldn't understand the thing we're talking about today, so...
Everything I'm seeing, everything I'm hearing, everything I'm looking at. This doesn't seem like it would be healthy for you in the long run, and it's not healthy for everybody involved.
I'm gonna hope for the best.
Hey, what's the Jimbo stuff? So, Jimbo's a 16-year-old, he's a, yeah, there's a stream about it. Go check that out if you're interested. But basically, 16
Right, does this get interesting? Are there any, like, greater revelations throughout the duration of this? There's, like, 20 minutes left.
Order to downplay what's being said. I don't really understand why Goat does this thing where they decide to involve themselves in really serious situations like...
Yeah, why are we pretending like the fucking 15-year-old covering other 15-year-olds coming across CP as any credentials that can then be attacked? What?
This, especially because they're one of the people morally grandstanding about being covered as a child by Ponder, but it's just... I hate this. I hate talking about this. I hate talking about this person. I'm so glad they're back with Frick because they can hold hands with terrible person like people as they walk into hell. I just genuinely think that people should be aware that this is somebody who's comfortable with defending CSEM being shared.
That is something that happens. I got a lot of comments from Domo fans. I just did. I don't care. I got a lot of comments from a lot of different people. Maybe it's just coincidence, but a lot of people who commented a lot were Domo fans. So I can't wait to open the comment section though and be like, oh, you got this. You stupid little bitch. You think you can be on my...
See, because you remind me of myself when I was little too, and also like, the fucking voice, bro. Because like I said, you've got good personality. You've got a nice, like, you've got energy. I just feel like you need to direct it in a different way. I need to stop yapping, bro. There's so many things I couldn't say.
The only correct thing, you need to stop yapping.
So true. Totally fucking owned. Destroyed even.
Actually, someone should comment that word for word. That would make me laugh a lot. If I get attention from these guys...
I get a feeling Aiden's stream's ending in 15 minutes. Well, your feeling is fucking good.
That's great. Another point I have is generally being a hypocrite because they got very pissy at me on their community chats for saying that I'm gonna call them. I never called them any slurs. But then DMs went, I never called them any slurs.
Well, I'm gonna try to arrange a conversation with this. I mean, unless there's like other shit levied here. Like, I feel like this is like pretty cut and dry.
Then DMs when...
QB. Correct me if I'm wrong, but QB, haven't you also like used slurs against people? I'm not saying I really give a fuck, dude. I'm not gonna like moral high ground here because I really don't care. At the end of the day, it's like that's y'all's issue, not mine. The entire internet doesn't need to know that little 12-year-old Timothy called this person the F slur, or oh, this person who's 17 called this person this slur.
Reminder that this is the only thing that Cupidite actively chastises Cupidite for. Like, this is the only thing Go chastises Cupidite for, which is, oh, you complained about somebody using slurs when you were the person using slurs. It's not that we're going to criticize Cupidite for sharing the CSEM on repeated occasions and not having a good reason as to why they have it. No. But
no, they actually did provide a completely understandable reason, and they didn't share the actual material. They shared something that had a link that led to that material unknowingly. It's like that's a very like important distinction to make. You're acting like they actually sent the video itself, which they did not do. Based on anyone's recollection of this,
like hypocrisy. That's where we're gonna be mean. This is where we're gonna get upset. Like, nah.
There's people fucking starving and we've got like Gaza shit going on. I think there's more important things.
Well, okay, so you're not even attacking like. Hold on, you've brought up completely unrelated. You've literally brought up like the usage of slurs and an argument about the distribution of CSEM, and you're like, you're not even contesting this point. You're just saying, oh, you can't be mad at this because you're not mad about this other thing.
Focus on rather than a child or like a stupid edgy fucking teenager saying stupid shit.
Again, what is this point? This is literally, oh my god, you need to finish your plate. There's children starving in Africa kind of bullshit. Like, what is this point? Why are we being like, oh my god, there's...
That's literally what you just essentially did. You can't be mad about this other thing because you have a nuanced take on this worst thing.
Wars going on. We shouldn't focus on this child sending child porn to other children repeatedly. No, that's bad. There's so much more important shit going on. What the fuck, bro? Please, just stay away. Stay away from your fucking platform. Stay away from fucking children. Have your hard drive checked at this point. Just shut the fuck up. It's the kindest thing.
Are you serious? You're literally the one advocating that we should be treating 15-year-olds like with the same level of scrutiny as fucking adults, even less so. You're arguing against using nuance when discussing that. Like, you want children harmed. The only logical if we logically follow your line of argumentation, the only outcome, we should remove all nuance from these discussions. Sharing it should just, the act should just be in terms of its moral weight and the implications of the perpetrator should just be like universal, doesn't matter the context, etc., etc. 15-year-olds who have like their 15-year-old girlfriend's nudes should be like doing fucking hard time in like prisons for sex offenders. Like, the only logical conclusion of your argument would lead to more kids being harmed.
I can say to you,
I immediately got called a slur, but I could care less about.
You don't believe in the application of nuance in situations involving life-ruining allegations against minors.
Keep saying that. What are you talking about? Sorry, I'm like confused on what you're talking about. Oh, CSAM was like debunked in DMs. Sorry about that. It was confirmed in DMs. Sorry, people keep saying that.
Again, they're just got confirmation again that the CSAM was actually shared and that, you know, it happened repeatedly and chooses to just ignore it.
I don't know. That's a them question. Not a me question.
I laughed at those message calling you the F-word. It was good.
Guys, you can call me like a fucking homophobic, transphobic, whatever the fuck. If I speak and I say that I find slur usage and slur jokes funny, I obviously only say the shit I can reclaim, but I'm just saying I see people like fucking screaming slurs online and I'm just like, I can't take them fucking seriously, dude, because that's the shit I used to do when I was an edgy teenager. Like, I mean, fuck you, fuck yourself, fuck, like all this stupid shit. It was just stupid, bro. I can't take it seriously. Like, fucking Christ, especially when it's children. Like, I don't like you. I'm gonna call you that slur. And it's like, you're homophobic. No, you're saying slurs because they don't like you. It has nothing to actually do with being gay. Like, yes, you could argue that it is homophobic to use the slur itself, but you can't call a person a homophobe without actual evidence other than saying a word.
Notice that this is not at all related to anything that fucking happened. Like, the fact that we're more focused on the slur usage than we are focused on the sharing of the CSAM.
You're the one that literally, this is literally the person that brought, oh my god, dude. It's like ironic. It's so bad it has to be fucking ironic.
Brother, no,
don't do that. I thought you were anti-weed.
It's the case name on the dad, and I don't remember his name. I could look it up right now and figure it out for you. Robert Roberson. What a fucking name, dude.
I was only saying that because Frick was like, I fucking hate stoners. I'm like, yeah, me too, yeah, me too.
I need you all to hear this because it is so much funnier in the context that these two motherfuckers are back in contact now, because we're still in 2025, 6 months ago, by the way, or 5 months ago, much rather, going on about how it was all Frick's fault and a lot of what we said was because of Frick, but now we're besties. Now we're besties again. We're so chill again. So, I don't know, this is so much funnier now that they're besties.
Alright, let's look at the aftermath, or I guess they just still watch this. I want to see the aftermath of this stage, unless there's something substantial here.
How that CSEM was obtained, changed, and how none of this really makes sense, and still chooses to go along with it, and still chooses to defend this. I think that's kind of weird. I think that deserves a little bit of scrutiny. I think it's a weird choice to literally notice that the narrative is changing and adjusting your defenses of
the narrative didn't change. Just to be clear, the narrative didn't change. You're just too fucking stupid to ask for specifics when this person is giving a piece of info that actually, if you look at the nuance of it, does align with the first telling of the story, right? We know that the person that actually discovered the link under it, right, that actually contained the CSAM were two other members of the server that were not this Daisy person, right? And knowing that, right, then it is plausible that their method of discovery, when she says they sent a link to it in the server and I freaked out or whatever, the link they're talking about is the one in the description. The initial story is about the distorted video that contained the link in the description. So those two actually work together and align with details from the first telling of the story. You're just like very fucking dumb and don't like ask for nuance or ask for follow-ups or on anything.
While it's changing, and I'm gonna be for real, we've been thinking about this and working around this for almost a week now because I discovered it, I showed it to people, we got different people's input on whether or not this is an issue, and now I'm showing it to you because I don't really feel comfortable having this person in spaces. I don't really feel comfortable keeping this to myself because there is, and this is anecdotal and this is testimonial, so I need you all to keep that in mind when I talk about this. The other stream that we have that allegedly happened, because I only know that it happened because context clues, goes over a second video Yumi makes, because the video we just watched, Yumi took it down probably because they realized it wasn't particularly great, and they made a better version of it, and that version includes multiple mentions and proof of Cupidite being anti-Semitic. And according to people who were watching the stream, Goat went over that stream as well and decided to defend Cupidite's very clear anti-Semitism.
Is the Cupidite being anti-Semitic shit in regards to the, is that what was like about like the uniform stuff?
Under the guise of, well, I have a Jewish family, so I can decide what is and isn't anti-Semitic. As a reminder, that video, last I remember, goes over how Cupidite has literal ranks in the server named after SS officers, how they have a literal OC dressed like a real-life Nazi officer, how they use slurs that are specifically for Jewish people, how they made jokes at Junie Draws, who is Jewish, that were really not great. And
yeah, this sounds like an edgy 15-year-old online, not somebody that is a ideological Nazi and like genuinely anti-Semitic.
Apparently, again, anecdotal evidence, Goat felt comfortable defending that. I have the stream of Junie Draws and Yumi, I think it is, linked in gallery context. You guys can watch that on your own time if you want to. The stream is also linked. You can watch that on your own time if you want to. The notes are also linked. You can watch that on your own time if you want to.
If the details of the Nazi story are true, based on this person's retelling and conclusion, I'm totally comfortable saying that I forgot this hidden heroine wants kids harmed. Hidden heroine wants children harmed. Okay, life-ruining allegations levied against children do not apply nuance. Why are we applying nuance to this? When said nuance is the differentiator between a mistake and somebody being something that puts them at the lowest portion of society. Yeah, that's the only conclusion here would be that this person wants kids harmed. Hopefully they'll debate me. But yeah, in the meantime, keep your kids away from this person. Keep your kids away from Thomas Guerra, who watched and signed off on this. And this entire fucking cult. Goat Cato did the right thing by not joining the 100-person pylon. And you, if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, should do the same thing. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the stream, as always. And I might see you tomorrow. Who fucking knows? Who knows anymore? I don't know. Who is there to raid into since we're boycotting Dickers? Dickers boycott going strong? I'll raid into Queeman since we're boycotting Dickers. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Peace, peace. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. 20 minutes, almost 4 hours.